We got our windows down, driving down the 405, sing along to the radio. We're gonna make it someday, nothing's gonna get in our way. We will be the biggest band in town. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night. Oh, 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 Saturday night. Oh, oh, oh. I'm gonna quit my job. Never wanna have no boss. I just wanna play my rock and roll like they do on the radio. Tommy's got brand new drums, and I still have my old guitar. And John said this next song's gonna be real good, if you know what I mean. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night. Oh, 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 Saturday night. Oh, oh, round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. Oh, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night. Oh, 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 Saturday night. Oh, oh,
You're playing your cards with your queen of hearts. When everyone folds, your fork still holds. You're placing your bet, showing no regret. Close your eyes to hide your lies, roll the dice. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence, letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud, and you're talking rude. You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence, letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Come on. invincible fence, letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft, I've got my moves, I've got my song. When I turn my mojo on, I'm feeling fine, I'm feeling strong. It won't take long when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Watch me use my witchcraft. I'm gonna use my witchcraft.
It's time for the Mixin and Chillin vlog. Even if they implemented some ridiculous laws, this is something that if somebody truly wants to do this, they can still do it. But it's going to take a lot of effort on the vapors part to actually learn what it takes to make your own stuff.
I wouldn't change anything.
I don't know what the heck happened to the last hour of my life, but it certainly wasn't streamed on YouTube like I thought it was. Restrictive policies block progress towards smoke-free world. Many people incorrectly think that very little nicotine content cigarettes are less carcinogenic than current cigarettes. This risk misperception by people who smoke could reduce motivation to quit under a nicotine reduction policy.
That's a bit of a problem. Someone who specialises in helping people kick the habit is Dr. Colin Mendelsohn. He joins me now.
Look, vaping is a far less harmful alternative to smoking for adult smokers who just can't quit, and that's actually the majority of them.
The road to quitting smoking is paved with candy. Double chocolate clear from TFA. Published in the Vaping Post, we have long-term study. Vaping increases odds of quitting heavy smoking. This is Kenny Thompson, the Vaping Heed. He's got a YouTube channel. He's been on here a lot longer than I have. I'm not going to stop until this is legal and available for everyone. You know, I cover things from all around the globe, but that's because science has no boundary.
I mean, you know, the FDA and everything would know that vaping is safer than smoking, but they'll have the pressure off the tobacco companies or the states that are on the MSA and all that. It's just a financial thing, and unfortunately that takes precedence against everything. And
All of the things we went through. You just made my day. Just made my day. You made my day. You made my day.
Grab your juice, grab your vape, it's time to get this party started.
It's time for the Mixin and Chillin vlog.
Long-term study.
vaping is safer than smoking.
Smoke-free world. Hello and welcome, everyone. It's episode 6 of Mixing and Chilling with Hunky Vape and the Vaping Heed.
Hello, everyone. How are you all doing?
Hunky Vape is trying to get everything nailed down, and finally, we've reached the day when we're simulcasting both on YouTube and on Twitch.
Well, hey.
So for those of you that have a Twitch account and watch stuff on Twitch, please feel free to go over and follow the channel over there, trying to get everything built up so that I can simulcast, because there's going to be certain things that I'm going to literally take all day long streaming, like single flavor testing all of these new flavors that Flavrz sent over to us. So those are going to be done exclusively on Twitch, because it literally is going to take all day long saying, okay, let me grab all the grapes. Let me make a single flavor test for all the grapes and compare them all side by side. That's not content appropriate for YouTube, so.
I've just had a thought, mind.
Wow, what would that be?
I hope everybody just bugger off over to blinging Twitch and leaves us with anybody in chat. Like, oh, come get back over here.
That's the wonderful thing. If you're over on Twitch and you send a text message, it is going to scroll across the bottom of the screen, right underneath that little thing, all the way across. and they up there for 60 seconds. I've got a lot of this stuff automated. This is the stuff I've been working on in the background, but now that we're actually finally live, you can actually see it in effect.
Looks good. Looking good.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. So let's talk about what's going on for today's episode.
Ooh.
I talked with Kenny after the last stream, and we're both going to try out Phillip Roche, the soda. It was one of the things that got sent over to him. So we're both going to throw that onto a dripper and give that thing a try and find out, does it actually taste like a soda? Or is it going to taste like, I don't know.
Dun, dun, dun.
It can't be as bad as the lemon slice I tried on my thank you vlog.
I haven't had that one yet. I don't think I've had the privilege of trying that one yet.
Listen, it might have been the coils I used because, I may not have dry burned them. Off the top of my head, I can't recall exactly how I did it. I know I put it on a new dripper, but that's happened before where, you don't dry burn your coils and you get the oils from when they made them on there, and it makes anything taste like crap.
Yep. Very bitter and that. Yep.
Ugh. Tasted like lemon pledge on carpet.
Oh, Jesus. That's your card. That's your card.
No. I did not like that.
Oh.
Don't ever want to do that again.
I bet. No. Jesus.
So I'd like to welcome everybody to the show. Sean Lynch and Mallory Gates was the first one on the stream today.
Hey, one Mallory.
Look at that. For a change, she thought that she was going to be early. And she doesn't want us to ask her about Jungle Flavors, cookies, and cream.
I wonder why.
Sean Lynch, hello and welcome. I think I need to go into... Let me see if I can do this while we're on the stream. Since you're always here, and you,
He's gonna be a spanner.
There you go. Now you're a mod.
We'll give him a
Welcome
spanner.
to the group.
We'll give him a spanner.
Multitasking at its finest today. So, in addition to that, we have ourselves, let's see if you can recognize this. Kenny, have you ever seen
He will go.
the Conceal 22?
What on earth? Do you know what it is? The only reason I look forward to this is because what you come up with is unbelievable. And where are you finding this stuff?
Yeah, well, this is going to be an interesting one because, before the show, this is one that's got a built-in battery.
Right.
And I actually have two of them. So I took the red one yesterday and opened it up just so that I could charge the battery, because the last thing you want is for something that's been sitting on the shelf for years upon years to have an almost dead battery. So this one got plugged into the charger last night. It took a couple minutes, and then, the top of it lit red, and then I come back this morning and the top of it was blue. So this one's charged. I can't say what's going on with this one. However, this is a very odd device. And to be honest with you, I would have a hard time saying that this is actually what we would expect a vape to be. Which brings up a conversation that we need to have today. In your mind, vaping is, you buy a bottle of juice with the secret sauce you need so that you don't smoke. And this juice is made up of vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, flavorings, and our secret sauce.
Definitely.
Right? Well, would you be surprised to find out that there are people out there that don't use anything like that, and what they do is still called vaping to them?
To be quite honest, in this day and age, I'm nothing much surprises anymore.
Listen, we talked about cannabis legalization, right? And you said on numerous occasions, if cannabis is legalized in my state, you want to move in, take up the bedroom basement or something, have an apartment here.
What time's the next flight?
Right. Well, cannabis has been illegal in this country for the longest time, still federally illegal, even though states have legalized it, for both medicinal and recreational usage. So the laws vary by state. However, They do their own thing, and we, because we're not doing that actively, well, we don't know hardly anything about it. And because it's illegal, trying to find out stuff about it, well, that's not so easy either. It's kind of like the smoker trying to find vaping to quit smoking and seeing all the misinformation out there to scare him away from it.
I think it's still just blank no here in the UK. It's just illegal. Although there is some medically prescribed stuff, but they give you that as like a very, very last resort. It's like what you do with when you're quitting smoking, you know, the high patches, they'll give you tablets, and as the last resort, they'll give you one of these. It's exactly the same cannabis over here, prescription-wise, but generally, it's a no, big no.
Well, fortunately, the medical societies have come around to the fact that there are some positive benefits to cannabis use. You know, it's the perfect solution for people with PTSD and anxiety, and you see the effects immediately for these people.
It generally is, but I mean, like the argument is the THC in it. Obviously, without the THC, it's just, you know, that's the argument, isn't it? With to have it with the THC or without the THC.
And when you do the science, you look at the science and you follow the science, you come to realize you shouldn't have one without the other, because if you have too much of the one and there's none of the other in there, it can lead to psychosis and all kinds of bad problems. But the biggest stonehead out there, when they're using, you know, they're sitting there smoking cannabis, straight up smoking the plant, they don't have the psychosis and all these other symptoms. They all have the pleasurable effects, because like a lot of things, the drugs, the THC and the CBD work in conjunction with each other to offset the side effects that naturally occur from individual use of just the one.
Well, that's biology, mate. That's the plant. That's the biology of the plant. You know what I mean? It's not going to sit there and be high as a kite on THC all day, is it? It needs, you know, it needs a bit of both, doesn't it? Exactly.
Kind of makes you wonder whether the pharmaceutical industries are purposely giving people side effects that they wouldn't have to suffer if they would actually give you the original formulation of the drug that they patented. If they didn't worry so much about the financial aspect of things and kept the original patent so they didn't have to modify it and repatent it, the new version.
Plus, there's obviously bits they want to do to get you to addicted to the certain drug as well. So,
well, even if you're not physically or psychologically addicted to it, you're addicted to it based on the fact that, you know, you still need it to solve your problem that they didn't actually cure. They just gave you a medicine to alleviate the symptoms of your problem.
Yeah, pretty much.
Modern medicine.
That's pretty much our doctors over here to the T. You got this? There, take them. See you later.
Because that's the only thing that they have in their arsenal. Do you know that somebody won the Nobel Peace Prize because they decided to find out what was actually causing acid reflux for people? And it turns out that for most people that have acid reflux, it's caused by a bacteria in their abdominal tract, in their GI tract. And if you give them the antibiotic that kills that particular strain of the bacteria, guess what happens? Their acid reflux is gone forever until they get that bacteria infection again.
Exactly.
But you know what? Doctors aren't going to give you an antibiotic for that. Matter of fact, a lot of the doctors, I just went to the dentist past week to get a tooth pulled, and, you know, I got this lump underneath of my jaw, and I'm like, don't I need an antibiotic? All my previous dentists gave me an antibiotic, and they're like, dentists prescribe 10% of all the antibiotics prescribed in the country, so we need to cut back on it. And if we pull the tooth, then guess what? The source of the infection is gone, and your body will naturally heal itself.
No, it's not.
No antibiotic for you. Have a nice day. See you, bye.
It's crazy, yeah, man. Absolutely crazy.
All right, so anyway, once we get this thing opened up and take a look at the actual coil itself. Now, I bought this thing because it had titanium wire for the coils. And I'm like, I've never had a device that had titanium wire for the coils. I'm like, oh, that would be perfect to find out what it's like. Maybe not so much. We'll get to that later.
I've never had titanium either.
Yeah, it used to be one of the wire materials that they recommended that, you know, you have, and hardly anybody used it. It never really caught on. Stainless steel is available everywhere. You can get stock coils that are in stainless steel.
I was a big fan of, well, I still am in a sense. I like to try and put stainless steel coils in my RDAs if I've got it. That's obviously the ramp up, you know, it's quick to ramp up. But I've still got some of it kicking about somewhere. Like the old stainless steel for the RDAs.
And if you want to play with temperature control, you need stainless steel coils. That's kind of why I was surprised that last week's retro vape that we didn't come with a set of stainless steel coils. At least one of the two.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing works great. There's a beautiful banana flavor in there. I still haven't figured out this whole temperature control situation going on. I mean, I've tried it and I can get it eventually there, but it takes me forever to mess with the screen and the settings to get it to be replicated in, you know, what the DNA model do.
The menu systems on them are absolutely atrocious, especially the G Class 1. The amount of buried sub-menus you've got in them is just unreal. I think that's why they try and get everything that you basically need on the screen. So, you know, like wattage and all that stuff. But if you want to go deep, but honestly, the menus on it are unbelievable. I thought it was very complicated mod.
Yeah. Well, I scoured my hard drive trying to find the firmware updates for that thing and the software to control it and that kind of thing, and I can't find it, neither hide nor hair of it anywhere. So I'm stuck with what I got the way it is. And
this is a forum out there somewhere that might be able to point you in the right direction. You know what I mean? Some kind of forum. I mean, it's obviously SX Mini.
All the forum posts that I found are from years ago, and all the places that linked it, those files are no longer available.
I've got you.
So unless I know somebody that actually has one of these mods and has the firmware that they can email me or, you know, send to me somehow, well, it is what it is the way it is.
Kind of stuck with it.
So it kind of has me wondering about today's retro vape, because we're going to take a look at a Smok product that is 6 years old.
Oh, the PRIV. Cracking little
the
kit. The
H-PRIV Pro Kit. Pam Spraggins, hello and welcome to the show.
That's cracking, man.
Hello, Governor. It's our new random message. Not only does it print out and Stanton Gland shows up on screen, but I have a nice little pop-up so that I don't miss anyone. That was the goal of this whole print sub-menu thing.
Yeah.
So I don't miss anyone. So we're going to pop this thing open, take a look at it. Now this thing has got the TFV8 Big Baby tank. So it's got the TFV8 Big Baby coils. That's the precursor to the Baby Beast.
Baby Beast.
But even Jay Hayes rated this as 7, so it can't be that bad.
It isn't. The PRIV mods were pretty good. The PRIV kits were all right.
So we'll give that a shot today and open that up and try that out. Find out how good it is. And no show would be complete without having a flavor explosion in our mouth. And today's adult beverage is a cherry chocolate dark wheat ale.
My God. Where'd you find this stuff?
House of 1,000 beers, my friend.
Jesus. We've got nothing like that over here. We've got absolutely nothing. Absolutely terrible. Wait,
you don't have flavored adult beverages? I'm sure you have flavored adult beverages.
Not at that extreme. You bugger. It's probably pear cider or something. You know what I mean? We'll push the board out. You know what I mean? Unbelievable.
And the big question today was I going to do the cherry chocolate, or should I get the Sam Adams cherry out?
Oh my God. Spoiled
Maybe
for
we'll
choice.
have to do that one next week.
You're spoiled for choice. I'm going to go on the hunt for some eels, me. Like, I'm going to have to do it.
Adults love flavors. Yeah. That's the whole point of this thing, you know, why we bring adult beverages onto the show, because we want to point out the fact that, you know what, the vaping industry isn't all on its own out there trying to, you know, push flavors. Adults like flavors. That's why they sell them. That's why 90% of all vaping products have a distinct flavor combination. And that's why there's hundreds and hundreds of flavors out there.
Exactly. Oh,
William Dobson, hello and welcome to the show.
If it was no flavors, it would be boring. Nobody would do it. You know what I mean? It'd just be like patches, or like I'll just go, oh, I don't like them, or the flavored gum, oh, I don't like that. And it would just be another thing just put on the shelf until the next thing comes along.
I don't know what to do. All my receipts are now flat. I put a new roll of paper in after last week, and they're all flat now.
Oh, that's not good.
They don't fit my cup.
Well, you just had to curl them up, wouldn't you?
No, what I need to find is like, you know, when they have bar napkins, you know how bar napkins are smaller than regular napkins? And they have like, you know, sitting on the bar, you've got this plastic container where all your bar napkins are in. I need to find me one of them little containers so I can just put the receipts in there and stack them up.
Next time you're at the bar, just walk out with one.
The wife and I don't go out too often. When we do, it's usually eating and drinking at the same time.
I don't know why there'd be glasses. I'll have a pint glass. We used to do it all the time. Walk out of bars with pint glasses and everything. Man, so I'll take that home. Lovely. Ashtrays. Yep. When we were smokers, remember the big ashtrays that go in bars and pubs? I used to collect them. I had loads of them.
I used to run the Fireman's Club, and believe me, all of our ashtrays came from the dollar store. They were the big, massive ones. They were cheap as chips. Somebody would, you know, get in a bad mood or something, you know, or, you know, somebody knocks it over and falls and it breaks. Guess what? Doesn't cost us hardly anything to replace them.
I think but all these were like tobacco names on or beer names on, and you had the beer towels and the beer mats and all that stuff. I used to collect all that stuff many moons ago, and then it just all went. But the ashtrays, you know, they were like the size of a tray, you know what I mean? Massive.
For me, it was Zippos. I had a collection of all kinds of Zippos.
I had a few of them in my time, but nowadays, for whatever reason, every time you lit your fag up one of them, you got a quick hit of petrol. And that used to put us off. That's like, now all I can taste now is petrol. I can't taste my cigarette. I'm just tasting petrol. I used to hate it, honestly.
But see, I was a menthol smoker, so I love that because it actually accentuated the menthol flavor.
Oh, it went the other way. If you're smoking normals, it made it more bitter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember. The Camel Wides, that's why I love the Camel Wides, because I could use the Zippo to light it and I wouldn't taste anything off. Because there was so much tobacco in those Camel Wides. They were so fat.
You'd need one of them to light it, because if you're doing with the normal, you'd probably run out of gas, you know.
You need one of those butane torches like they use for cigars nowadays. Those are the good old days, you know, when we were young and invincible and we thought we could do anything and never have any consequences or repercussions. And look at us now. Decades upon decades of smoking is finally caught up with us, and we're like, okay, we need to find the healthier options. We need to get ourselves healthy again. You know, we're reaching our midlife crisis.
We're all falling apart. We're dropping to bits.
And we want to still be here for our grandchildren. It's the one thing to look forward to in life, is being able to spoil your grandchildren, give all the things to them that you couldn't give to your kids, because you had to be a responsible adult and discipline your child and teach them how to have manners and respect and act appropriately.
I'm a bit like a grandpa now, man. The age gap between me and my wife.
Yeah, I have an age gap between my wife and myself as well.
Oh, how about 20 years?
I've got the same. No shit. No shit. That is funny. We've been talking for how many months now, doing this show live every single week, and we always learn something new about each other. My wife jokes around and tells her customers when they ask, oh, how old is your husband? A whole drinking age older than I am.
Oh yeah, I'm not at all. You know what I mean? I've been out like shopping and that and buying stuff, and go on, mate, buy it for your daughter. No, it's my wife, mate. Look at you like that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment,
Small world, eh? Small world.
Yes, it is. It was 14 years between my mom and dad.
Well, I think there's only about 8 between mine. If that, yeah, 8 years.
Yeah.
Oh, I just went the full Monty. Come here. Or was it the other way around? Can't remember now.
Oh my goodness. So that's what we have all lined up for today. Hopefully, everything goes as planned. I don't have any issues so far. Everything seems to be working appropriately. And if there's anybody that's going to join us in Twitch, their messages are going to stream across the bottom. So let's focus on what we've gotten accomplished recently. This Apricot Delight. I got around to making my wife a nice 60 ml bottle of this. And when I made this yesterday, it was crystal clear. And here's the one that we originally made. And you'll see the beautiful amber color of what it is when it's finally done. And the flavor is just fantastic.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, what color was your apple caramel when you made it?
Same, crystal clear when we first made it.
Look at that now.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's half a bottle gone in about 2 days.
That looks like the Prince.
Absolutely, honestly. I mean, it's probably a little bit lighter than that because obviously I'm a bit dark, like, but you know, it's there. But that, oh my God. Tell you what it is. And you made that on the 6th of December last year. That sat there nearly, well, a month. And it is
let's go and take a look at it. What was that recipe there?
Absolutely.
Apple caramel cookie, December 6th.
Yeah, that's the one. Oh, it's nice.
And here is that recipe for you guys. And Kenny, what do you think of the flavor now?
Oh, out of this world. Out of this world. When I first got it, I had a little knuckle test. There was a tad of bitterness there, so I thought, we'll just leave that for a while. And then, well worth the wait. Well worth the wait.
Yeah, I really didn't have high hopes for it because I couldn't taste the caramel in it at all. And I know the cheesecake was going to take a long time to develop. And that cookie, you know, doesn't take as long, but that's like, you know, secondary flavor. It takes at least 4 or 5 days before you can really notice that.
It's more of like an aftertaste on your exhale, the caramel. It's all apple on the way in. It's beautiful apple. And then just as you breathe out, did you feel it? Oh, it's oh God. I better put it down. I'll drink it shortly.
I'll have to make a batch of this using the original recipe that we have here and then substitute out the sugar cookie for something else. Give it a different texture to it. You know, like maybe anywhere a biscuit to give it more of a biscuit flavor, or there's got to be plenty of other bakeries that we can use to substitute that out.
You're not picking up any cookie as such. It's just pure apple and caramel, you know, and that's basically your two predominant flavors, you know. Absolutely spot on.
Yeah, but the cookie, the sugar cookie and the New York cheesecake work together to give you that bakery aspect to it.
It's got a little hint of that, like, definitely, but the two primary flavors that I've just sitting in your mouth was the apple and the caramel.
And then caramel finish.
Yeah, it's just wow.
And anybody can make their own recipes like this and enjoy the same type of experience and not have to go out to the shop and spend, you know, $30 or whatnot on a bottle of e-liquid for yourself.
I think, like I say, I think the secret is with some of them, you've just got to make them, have a taste, put them down, and just forget about them for a little while. Let them just do their thing, and then come back to them. And honestly, wow.
And that's the wonderful thing about DIYs. You know, you can mix up, you know, 2 or 3 different flavors every single day that you have some spare time, and just set them aside. Throw a label on them, throw a date that they were made, and set them aside, and then come back to them. And one weekend, you know, say, okay, well, let's see which one I'm going to vape this week. Open up a couple different bottles and single flavor test them and go, wow.
No, it's like, bloody hell, if I got to make that, I'm a fan of that.
And the number of recipes that are out there is just astronomical.
It's mind-boggling, isn't it? Absolutely mind-boggling. It's like a sweet shop, you'd be sitting there thinking, I've had this then, what do I fancy the day? And you're just mulling over, you know what I mean? What do you want, you know? It's mad.
You know, you think it's amazing when you walk into the vape shops and you see the walls full of all kinds of different flavor options that they have. And then when you get into DIY, it's like, okay, I like these flavors, I like those flavors. So you start buying those ones, and then you like start making your own juice. And it's getting over that initial hurdle of, you know, finding out what percentages certain flavors need to be at. Because, you know, every juice manufacturer makes them different. Some of you need to be like 4 or 5%. Some of them are less than 1% is their ideal. And when you go too high, it literally makes it into something that it isn't. Like my cherry whiskey recipe.
I mean, you can get us wrong. I mean, some shop bought juices absolutely brilliant. You know, I've had a couple where I love them. You know what I mean? But it's not.
And you've got some that you went, why the hell are they selling this? It's crap. It's got no flavor to it, or it doesn't have the flavors that you expect to get when you vape it, based on what the name is.
That's right. Yeah. That's like part of the hitty missy thing, isn't it? When you're buying them, you think, oh well, that's such and such. I'll give that a bash, and then you could go at home and it could be either fabulous or it could be either horrible. It's a bit of a chance you take, isn't it? Unfortunately.
Yep, and it's a big gamble, you know, spending the 30 quid to get yourself a bottle of a 120 ml bottle of it. And when you buy the smaller ones, you're really not saving because it actually costs you more per milliliter for the smaller bottles than it does a big bottle. That's
what I'm saying. Like I've seen people buying these 10 milli bottles of Nick salts, and I'm like, they've got like maybe a 60 ml bottle. That's maybe it's a little bit more expensive, but in the long run, it works out cheaper. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I need to get for my wife so that I can make up stuff for her pod, because I tried mixing up, higher concentrations of Nick for her max pod, and it's just too throaty.
Yeah, you need salts for pods. They're the way to go with them. Like, if you want a decent dose of the secret sauce, you want to go for salts. I quite like putting salts in my normal stuff because of the smoothness. I'm quite happy with them now. I mean, I still get a little bit of a hit, but I mean, not as bad as off base. But I would happily vape salt all day now. I mean, not a problem.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Some
people do have reactions to the salt where they don't realize how much they're consuming until all of a sudden they get the head spin and the obvious signs that they've had too much of it. And some people just simply have allergic reactions to them. And it's not anaphylactic shock where they need to get an EpiPen out or nothing, but it is something where they'll get itchy, not so much of a rash, but just
I mean, the beauty about them, you can buy them, non-flavored, just like you would Nick base, just to add into your whatever your juices. But you can always buy them flavored, ready made up as you can with, other stuff, and they're not too bad actually. They're pretty okay, and they're spot on for pods because they have got a higher concentrated flavor as well. So, whop a couple of them in, and they're very nice.
Yep, because my wife loves some of these recipes that I've made, and she's like, listen, I just can't use them in my pods. I'll use them in my night vape because, it's just regular tank and sub-ohm coils in them. But like her Arbiter 2, she loves the Arbiter 2, but she doesn't like carrying all that heavy stuff around with her.
Oh, no.
That's the reason she loves this pod, because there's no controls. There's nothing to mess with. She can throw this in her purse and not worry about it.
Yeah. That's the beauty of them.
But that's going to be on the agenda for us this year. We're going to order some salt Nick and be able to make juice for her. That way she doesn't have to go and keep buying little bottles in the shop so that she fills up her pod with it.
It's pretty much the same price, if not cheaper. I think it's trying about the same. So not near different.
And the thing is, you buy a little bottle of salt Nick, for a little pod, that's going to last you as long as a 120 ml bottle will when we're using like a big Arbiter or something like this.
Exactly. Exactamundo. Can't remember what I've got on all these.
That's still your drag.
Yep, still kicking it out. It sits on the table all the time here. I've got that. I've still got me X-Slim still going. And I've still got me... What else have I got? I've still got me little me Mini X, was it? Me Vaporesso Motti. That's still there as well, the little Vaporesso Motti. And These are just me little go-to desk ones, when I'm plotting about in here. Very little vape comes off them, so they're ideal. And I've just freshly charged this fella here. Kick some. This one's quite vapory. This actually kicking it quite a bit. But they're just me bits and bobs I have lying around on the desk.
Yeah, I was going to use this and put it on like I normally do, but the battery was just completely shot on it. So I had to throw it on the charge, and it's sitting off to the side. But with all these devices around, and all the different flavor combinations. This one's still got that grape in it. And I can't believe how I use this device every single day. Not this particular device, but I use the grape flavor for the longest time as my exclusive all-day vape. And now it's like, okay, it's a grape. I like it, but
need something else.
I can't do that all day long every single day. No way.
Hey, you've got to mix and match, I suppose. I mean,
and here's this one here. We got the old Twister. It's got the push top on it.
That's the old Twister.
And I still have some of this Will's Cookie Custard. Look how dark that is now.
Oh, that's got to be good.
I just wish that they made the openings bigger on this thing.
Yeah.
But, oh, it's just such a gorgeous custard. I totally understand why you love custard so much and why you could vape custard exclusively.
I can.
Because you get a good one like this?
Yeah. You don't want to put it down.
Nope.
No.
The only thing I did notice with custards is if you leave them sit in here too long and you don't use them, they get really dark and you lose the custard flavor and it gets more of this custardy off note.
Yeah, it's like a bittery vanilla. It goes back to the bitter vanilla.
Yes.
That's
that is
what
exclusive to custard flavors.
Yeah. Oh, trust us, it doesn't sit in mine long enough for that, like.
No, but that's something to take into consideration when you're developing a recipe. You know, do you really want to put the custard in there? Is that how you can, is that the best way to achieve a rich, creamy flavor?
Yeah, not really.
Would you be better off with a butter or a cheesecake that doesn't do it as rapidly as a custard does?
Yeah, that's a trial and error, isn't it? But like I say, custards don't last me that long anyway, so I don't come across that problem.
Yeah, when you have something you love, you're going to plow through it and not even think twice about it.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt, man. It's honestly.
These are problems I never thought about until I started DIYing, though.
I still, yeah, it still never crossed my mind that anyway. And it's just like, sometimes when they've been sitting there and you're like, and the gun's yucky, or, you know, a re-wick, a clean up and all that, put some fresh in your back, you know, you're away again, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but when you only bought it in the store, you finished that bottle before you worried about anything else.
Oh, God, I.
And then when you went to the store, that's when you decided, do I want to change up the flavor profile and try something different? But when you're DIY, you're mixing all these different kinds of things, and some of them take a while to develop, and some of them, you know, are ready to shake and vape. And then some of them are like, okay, this is a good shake and vape, but I'm not really into this flavor. So you make these and you use, I got a bunch of these bottles that are just literally like this, where I've gone through a tank or two of it, and it's like, not really, you have many options that are better than that. I don't really want it.
I think that's part of the like way the learning curve was, you know, like I did go through like trying different, you've got to find your niche, haven't you? You try this, you try that, that's horrible. And then when you get it, you stick to it. It doesn't matter what, you just, that works, I'm sticking with that. And you just, that's how I was. I was vaping the guy used to order this one bottle, you know, he used to order about 20 of them just for me, because, you know, I knew I would buy them out straight away, and that's because that's all I vaped. It's like everything, but as you move on, you think, yeah, I'm a bit sick of that now, I need to try something else, and then you do go trying again, like, you know what I mean? So hey, it's just part of the journey, trial and error, you know. You're gonna
Purple Rain was my all-day vape for so long. If you look back there, that's only half of them, because when I moved into the studio, I got rid of half the boxes that I had. Those were all empty boxes of the exact same flavor.
Was that by V-Juice? I had Purple Rain by V-Juice. That was the manufacturer. That was the stuff I started on, was Purple Rain by V-Juice.
Solace is the one that manufactured it.
It was V-Juice over here. I don't know if it's the same company or not, but... And then...
I've got a... Salty Man was the brand name.
Yeah, and then they've got a V-Juice that was called Hulk's Blood at the time. I think they've changed the name, obviously, for copyright crap now, like, and that's a green thing, you know. That, remember that? I think I've told you when I bought that litre, for the wife not so long ago, and I ended up vaping that because she went off it.
Yeah, Salty Man Purple Rain was my all-day vape for the longest time. I've got probably half a dozen bottles sitting there that I bought, you know, when they were going on clearance because of the PMTA scare. They quit selling for a while, then they clearanced them. They must have found a bunch in the warehouse that they didn't get rid of on their clearance sale.
It's just come back because I actually used to walk into the shop and bursting out into the Prince song like purple rain gives me a bottle.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I was off with that dude.
We have the artist going away and is singing.
I was just wondering, where's my purple rain?
There you go. Fantastic. Well, how about we start and mix up ourselves a random recipe for today?
Yes, let's have a
go
look.
on to our flavor stash. Then we'll click what can I make? See what Sherlock Holmes develops for us today.
I need to stop that here. Come on, Sherlock, what we got?
What's this free Dragon Flavors posted something up?
Ooh.
Dragon fruit, lychee, marshmallow custard, and passion fruit. That is a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4 recipe.
Fruity dragon.
Tropics on the heat. Citrus mix, guava, lychee, mango jam, and marshmallow custard. That's definitely something I think my wife would really like. Dusty Country Road, hello and welcome to the show.
Hi, Dusty. See, now with that one, I'm thinking, what's the custard gonna do? Because they're all very citrusy, aren't they?
Hey, there's our new pop-up message. Got a double-double or a 2-4? That's a Canadian slang there. How many of you out there know what that slang is supposed to be for? Mowgli Vapes, hello and welcome.
I've got no idea. What is it? Or is it something that can't be aired?
A double-double refers to the coffee that they have in Canada. They have an exclusive coffee chain that, you know, spans the entire country. And a double-double is a coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugars.
Now that kind of makes sense because I do watch a couple of Canadian movie filmmakers, you know, like Peter McKinnon and all them types.
Oh, yeah.
They're Canadian and he loves his coffee. He's got his own brand out, I think, now. And now the penny's dropped. Just it clicks, it kind of makes
And
sense.
what else are the Canadians known for?
Oh, God.
Did you ever watch the movie about the hosers that went to visit the beer factory?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So that's what the 2-4 stands for. 24 bottles of beer.
That's it, right? Gotcha.
So did you bring a coffee or did you bring a beer?
I've got brain fart today. Sorry.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's like
cinnamon roll.
It's like there on the tip of your tongue again. Come on, get out.
That happens more and more the older I get. I'm telling you, I can't remember shit anymore.
Tell us about it.
So here's a very simple recipe: Cina-Roll, Bavarian cream. I love Bavarian cream donuts. Let me tell you. Cinnamon swirl, marshmallow custard, and vanilla custard. Oh, that looks really good.
Mowgli's actually put a suggestion in there. Funnel cake V2 mini Vixens from Core Vape would be my all-day vape if I did like trying different recipes. Funnel cake. That's a new one.
So what's in the funnel cake V2?
That's a new
Do
one.
a search for that.
It's a new one to me, that one. Oh, go away. Funnel cake. I wonder what that doesn't even ring any bells, that. What we got?
See if the website's going to cooperate with us. Helps if I spell correctly.
Say this is this Google. Now this hacking wanker's got on everything fucked up on my phone now.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Kenny's YouTube channel got hacked. Hackers uploaded a bunch of stuff on there.
Still going now by the looks of it. Getting stuff off bloody Google. People are so annoying. At times.
Don't see the recipe.
No, with that. Oh. No. Oh, cock that up. I forgot how you do that. Ah, there it is there. I was looking for a sign and then... Oh my God. Try again.
Vanilla strawberry shortcake. Sundae. Cake batter. Strawberry ripe. Both at 5%. Sweet cream at 2.5%. Vanilla bean ice cream at 2.5%. And whipped cream at 2.5%. Well, that sounds fantastic.
Interesting.
What else we got? Mango 1. Just mango and vanilla bean ice cream. I've never found a good recipe, a good combination with mango and vanilla bean ice cream. This peanut butter ice cream that we made last week, that's pretty fantastic, I'll tell you that.
Sounds interesting. Right.
Well, I'm going to have to go with the Cina-Roll.
Go with that one?
Yep. Since I had a tooth pull this past week, I can't eat a cinnamon roll, but if I have the opportunity to vape it, I can make up for the fact that there's somebody else posted on there on Twitter. They were talking about how they love the fact that they can vape any flavor they want because it actually decreases their cravings for food.
Oh.
They've actually lost some weight over the years because of that fact.
That's clever. Never thought of it that way.
And like I said, with me having my tooth pulled, I can't actually chew on that side where they pulled it. And the wife did buy cinnamon rolls last week, and there was still one sitting in the kitchen, and I'm like, I can't. No, not worth the risk of a dry socket. So instead of eating one, we're going to vape one.
Aye, weird. Right. Yeah, there's still something not right with this because it keeps asking us for some kind of verification all the time, just about on everything. I'm not impressed.
1, 2, 3, 4. I love simple recipes because it's very easy to grab everything we need to mix it up.
That actually looks quite nice, doesn't it? Cinnamon. All flavors. Not a sponsor, but they're all flavors.
Well, it depends on how you read the letter of the law. Being that they did send us a bunch of flavors, are they a sponsor? Are they not a sponsor?
Unofficially, I suppose. Well, I think you should a bit of sponsor, man. Just get his logo and that. It'll be displayed up on the stream and stuff, and
Listen, he's actually a Patreon, or was a Patreon supporter for myself. And he originally paid into the Patreon so that I could get the Zoom subscription that allows us to do this. So,
without a doubt, but it's nice to promote, as you say.
I hate these bottles, let me tell you. These are Gorilla bottles. At least they have the Gorilla logo on the side of the bottle.
All right, yeah.
But you've got a separate funnel piece that you have to put into the top. The top of the bottle is very small. And the cap that screws on here, I mean, it must be like child lock resistant or something, because
yeah, it is.
A couple weeks ago, we did this strawberry ice cream The gushers. Remember the gushers that they had on the YouTube video where they melted the chocolate on that icy cold table?
That's sweet, aye. Wow.
And see, here's the problem. You're losing pieces and parts. Where the modern Gorilla bottle has it all built into the top, into the cap.
Yeah.
This tip thing is literally in the cap, so when you screw the cap down for the first time, it actually pushes it into the bottle, seals it, and makes it child resistant. One of these days I'll have to do a video on, you know, what the different options are for bottles when you're mixing and sources where you can get them from them. That kind of thing.
Speaking of promotions.
You got that mug again.
Ain't nothing to it, but to get into it, you know what I mean? Num, 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 num.
That was for my wife's crafting. She got some stuff in to actually take and put a matte finish on the outside of it. You know how epoxy leaves that shiny finish on the outside? Well, she put something on there that's a substance that she bought in a little bottle. She wipes that on there, and then she takes that off with the orange hand cleaner I use when I go work on the car, and it actually leaves the epoxy with a matte finish on it.
Yeah, it's like a clear coat where you put on your car with your paint. You know, it stops all your vinyl coming off. It seals it all in.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man. Does the job. I actually had it at work last night with coffee in it. There you go. I was
There's
peeing
a lovely
everywhere.
Gorilla bottle.
That's a word of advice.
Go ahead.
A word of advice to drivers: don't drink too much when you're on the road, because you end up parking up every 5 minutes and peeing in a bush.
We used to do that when we were kids and we went on road trips. We just get in the car and go. We had no destination in mind. We had enough money to refill the gas tank. So we drove until we hit a quarter tank, filled the car up, and then drove home.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we used to do. Sometimes you just like stop at the odd calf, like, you know, and maybe treat yourself a coffee. Then we thought, no, that's taking fuel money. We'll just take a big flask, thermos flask, full of tea, a couple of sandwiches, bags of crisps, and off. Job done.
That's what we did when we went fishing.
Yeah, man. That's what I did with my children. You know, my children were upset and they couldn't sleep. I'm in the car seat, and take them for a drive. They'll be snoring their tits up in 2 minutes.
Listen, when my kids were young and they were going through that phase where they were teething or whatnot, and you couldn't get them to fall asleep, all you had to do is throw them in the vehicle and go for a drive. They would pass out. Like 6 blocks away, they would already be out.
Especially if you turn your heating up full.
Or in the summertime, turn the air on.
Yep. Oh, just shut all the windows and it just works. I don't know. I mean, I think my mum said that when I was a child, she used to sit me in front of the washing machine, and that used to knock me out. I used to sit and watch the washing machine.
Oh, yeah, the white noise from a washing machine. I could see that.
Yeah, just suppose in front of that. Weird, isn't it? How everybody's like, when you get your baby to sleep and you're tiptoeing about, like, ee, 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 ee. But actually it was noise that got you to sleep in the first place. Weird. Oh, what have I got? What have I got? I've got me that.
Everything that's going into this recipe is 2 grams.
All even Stevens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I could have pulled out a syringe on time, you know, a little 2 mil syringe, that would have been so much easier. Just you could do 4 of them in no time flat.
Valerie Gates said, not going outside till the temperature's above your age.
Oh my goodness. The temperature. I do not ever in the 52 years of my life, ever recall a winter as warm as this one.
We've got pretty mild one at the minute, like, thankfully, with like this cost of living crap. I mean, like you say, our British Petroleum BP announced their profits, 23 or 24 billion profits in a year. Unbelievable.
There's the temperature right there in Pittsburgh right now.
12 degrees. I think our nights have been chilly, but during the day we've been a bit warmer. Because obviously with the clear skies.
This is February.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
I'm used to it being minus 20 Fahrenheit.
I think the seasons have like skipped a month, if you know, because like you say, you should think like it was snow January, then it's snow February. Now it's like snow in March. I mean, we had snow in April last year, and you think, what's going on with these seasons? I feel sorry for the poor, like the animals that hibernate. Their bloody body clocks must be out the hell. Shall I go to sleep? Shall I wake up? Shall I go to sleep? Shall I stay up?
Bloody hell! Guess what I didn't do once again? Look how much that recipe is making.
Well, yeah. Strength 6 milligram. Flavor total 8 ml, 8%.
Look at the total on the bottom.
Yeah, you're making a 120 ml bottle, that's why.
100 ml bottle is what it's supposed to be.
100 ml. That's
And
probably
this
why
is the bottle that I was making it in.
that's why everything's probably 2%. I was wondering, like, well, just pour it in there, man, you'll be alright. There you go. That looks about right.
It's supposed to be 8%.
Mm. My God. See? Brain farts.
Messed that one up, didn't we?
That brain farts are us, aren't they? It's me, man. I'm yakking away, bringing shy tracking everybody.
All right. I was wondering, I'm like, how is it that they want me to put in there 6 mils of secret sauce? I'm like, that does not look right.
No.
Well, the reason why it's 6 mils is because 6% of 100 is 6.
Yeah.
That's what the clue was right off the bat. I'm like, 6 mils of secret sauce? In order to get 6 mils of secret... Well, wait a minute. Let me go and see what base this was calculated off of. So let me adapt this the way I was supposed to. Keep it at 100.
Stop this. 100.
And to bring out the custard flavor, I'm going to add the super sweet.
Yeah. Holy moly.
There.
Super sweet Capella. There you go.
So there's our super sweet. And that's 0.43.
Just as well, you the penny dropped when it did there, like, because you would have been like, what the hell? Lucky. What okay when your dog's not sitting gas on fully. Mowgli Vape said that that recipe for funnel cake is on ATF from
all the flavors. Gotcha.
Core Vape.
I'm like, why did I not see any of that? Tim B, hello and welcome.
Yeah, Yeah, he says he likes cuss with more TFA sweetener than the cap super sweet.
All right, look at this recipe. Look at the PG I got to put in there.
Just
because
get
the flavorings are only 8% of the recipe total. So with that being the case, there's no point in me trying to use my little bottle
What's that?
of PG.
82 grams of PG. You'd be there all day squirting that.
16.17.
There you go. That's what you want. Well, at least that one will fit in the big bottle. I mean, how, you know what I mean?
And we'll give it a nice stir of all the PG-based ingredients. Beautifully blended up. And I'm going to take the top off of this one because we're making 100 mils. And there you go.
Yep. It'll be easy to hoik it in there. Lovely. Get in.
And I overshot.
You
It's a
overshot.
120 ml bottle.
Yeah.
So the flavor is going to be a little weaker than normal, but that's all right.
Well, you're not full of the brim, so you'll be all right.
Well, we're over by 5 grams.
Oh, wow.
That's not going to make or break it.
No. That magic shake time.
And there you go, just like that. Bang. This has been one of my favorite bottles that I've had so far. The top is so easy to get on and off. See the markings on the side?
Yeah.
That's perfect. So you could literally not even have a scale and just have this bottle, and you could literally make yourself a base of 70-30 because you just fill it up with PG to 30 and then fill it up to 100 and with the VG.
Yep.
There's some
That's
base
good
that you can
stuff.
mix up other stuff with.
The cool bottles, I like the tops as well. They've got a nice little edge on them.
Yeah, because it's so easy to open.
There's something for you to get a bit of purchase on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's awesome. There you go.
Fantastic. We blinked out.
Probably made a bit more than you wanted, but never mind.
That's all right. Now all I need to do is bring up my editor,
You can always add more.
print up a label.
Like I say, vape a couple of tanks. If you need to add a little bit more stuff in it, there you go. And you made some room for it. Dusty County Road says, what was the squeeze like on that bottle? Are they nice and softened up to squeeze?
Well, they're no worse than any other bottle.
I think a lot of them get a bit harder as you get more air in them. Like say when you get to down to here, you're fighting against a lot of air, so it does get a bit. That's just gravity, unfortunately.
Yes, that is a problem with any of the big bottles like this. When you get down to like this,
it's like,
you've got air compresses very easily, whereas the viscosity of the actual liquid that we make, doesn't compress easy. So when this bottle's full, well, man, this thing fills up your tank no time flat. But the longer you use this, and this one's been reused a couple times, you'll see that there's indentations from when you squeeze. Right where my finger is at.
You've lost a little bit of the squeeze power on it.
Yes.
But, it's the nature of the beast.
It is. I mean, everybody likes these soft bottles because they're so easy to squeeze. And, you could reuse them, but I have yet to find one that actually had a big top on the top. A big opening on the top.
Yeah, it's a food for thought.
That's like my propylene glycol, my PG. I keep this full. When it gets to halfway, I fill it, I top it back off.
They should make a squonk bottle like that big. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Just a big squonker. Yeah. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Just like that.
A squonker you didn't have to fill up.
Oh, what?
By the time you went through that, it's time to re-wick the coil.
Exactly. A squonk bottle like that'd be brilliant. Now that just that soft rubber and just get in there. Be tremendous.
And there's our cinnamon roll recipe.
Little posh stickers there. It'll be all right, man. 5 grams is no, man.
I love have everything alphabetized. It makes things finding things and putting things away so easy.
Are you sure it's not an OCD?
Well, maybe a little bit.
Just a little. Eh?
Hey, bastard! Hello and welcome.
Hey, hello, Mr. Bastardo. Some say it's the year of the squonker. Yeah, I've heard rumors. I think
that would be awesome.
The trends in vaping, they just do cycles all the time. You know, I think it was a year of mechanical mods. There was a lot of little mechs coming out. Then there was a lot of squonkers coming out. Then there was a lot of RTAs coming out. Then there was a lot of drip. Everything cycles. And it all goes around all the time. And, you know, I hope they do bring some nice squonkers back, because I don't mind squonking now and then. It's lovely. I'm just a them. My biggest problem with them, I'm terrible for over squonking. I'm forever flooding text.
Listen, it's time for them to come up with a little advanced technology on there that will literally, you know, draw out whatever oversaturation that you sent up to the coils.
Oh, I'm not talking oversaturated. I'm talking filling it up and it's coming out of air holes. You know, it's spewing out the side when I do it. You know what I mean? If I'm not talking, just it's out. It's spewing. When
literally spewing out the air hole.
Yeah, literally.
So I'm getting the cinnamon right away. There isn't a whole lot of cream to this at this point.
Yeah, it may take a little while for that to come through. Nobody does, doesn't it?
Yeah. I kind of expected, though, with the marshmallow custard in there, that it would be a little more forefront than what the initial taste is on it. It is going to be a beautiful recipe once it sits for a little bit, ripens. And it's like our conversation earlier, you know, about the different colors. Here's a fresh batch.
Yeah.
Here's one that isn't so fresh.
Plus, like you say, the cinnamon's a pretty strong flavor anyway, isn't it? So that's going to be the first thing.
Yeah, but I'm surprised it doesn't overpower this recipe. The cinnamon swirl that's in this is subtle and beautiful. We'll come back to this next week and see what it's like.
Promising, then, eh?
Yes.
I'm hitting.
And here's the gushers that I was talking about earlier. I've been plowing through this one.
I'm very hitty missy with cinnamon. My wife likes putting it on like rice pudding.
Oh, I love rice pudding.
Right, with cinnamon on. I don't like it on rice pudding. I like sugar on rice pudding. Right? But I love iced cinnamon buns. Oh, I can eat them till the cows. You know what I mean? It's weird how I like it on stuff and other stuff, but on a bun, but oh my lord, you do. It's heaven on earth. You know what I mean? I'm very picky with it, I suppose. You know what I mean? So I've never really. Well, I think I've had one vape with cinnamon in, but it was bad. It was just too much. It was just cinnamon. It was nothing. It was a cheapy price reduction one off the cheapy shelf. You know what I mean? Get this sell before we hire it out type of thing. I think they should have just kept it on the shelf and let them hire it out. It was bad.
I love how going from that cinnamon roll back to this thing that I've been vaping on all week, this Gushers. Now all of a sudden I do get that Skittles flavor to it and that ice cream base. When I've been vaping on this all day long, like before I started the show, when I've been vaping, and even when we started the show, this was, you know, the thing in the tank, and it's like, it started to lose its flavor. You can't always have the same exact flavor profile. Steve talked about this a couple of weeks ago, happened to catch a show on the replay, and then he was talking about how when you vape the exact same flavors, your mucous membranes absorb those flavors, and eventually get to the point where your body's like, this is all you have, this is normal, so I don't need to like worry about it. You actually numb yourself to those flavors.
Early signs of vapor's tongue, my friend.
Yes. So the best thing you can do is change up your flavor profile at that point.
Yeah, I do that a lot. I mean, think too, when you're vaping a vape all day, and when your first half, 3/4 of the day, it's fabulous, and then it gets on, you kind of like, I'm losing this a bit, and then you go, well, if I'll switch over, and then when you do switch over, the flavor you've switched over to tastes absolutely brilliant because it's different, and then you go right back up with that, and then when you go back to it, it's back again. You've got to. I've learned that, because like I said, I used to always stick with what I knew for a long time, and I learned, everybody says, like, when you get vapor's tongue, do this, do that. Just try a different flavor liquid. Honestly, it's that simple.
Yeah, and don't just try it as in try it one time to see if you get your flavor. Switch to the other one temporarily.
Yeah, that's it. Keep switching them about. You'll enjoy them more as well, you know what I mean?
That's the nice thing about having all these different tanks with all these different juices in them. It's just like, it's a constant flavor explosion in your mouth.
I think the most I've ever had on the go is 3. I can't have too many because they're just going, I'm going to batteries to keep all them going anyway.
Yeah, I've gotten spoiled. I've got so many that I have here that sits here all the time, and I know that I need to clean out the desk, and I've gotten better at it. At least once a month now, I'll go through and I'll take half a dozen of them off the desk to make up for the half dozen I just added this past month. And sometimes the ones that I add and remove are the same as the ones that just came onto the scene. And sometimes you get something like this and you don't want to lose it because this really speaks to me because it's heavy. I've always loved the heavy phones, the big Motorola chunky phones and stuff. And when we do get some seepage here because I haven't been using it, it just sits here.
But it's nice to rotate the stuff as well. Like I say, I can go from a brand new tank, then I'll pick out the one that's maybe 2-3 year old, and it's it's still just as enjoyable as the day I bought it. You know what I mean? Like you said,
I don't know what's in here, gum or
when they've been sitting a while in the gun.
Spearmint.
Not candy cane, is it? It's been a while.
No, there's no menthol base to this juice. Very prominent spearmint, peppermint, but no real menthol. You know what? It might be.
I think it is because
after it's been sitting for so long.
Yeah, there's not much menthol in because that's what it reminds me of, spearmint chewing gum. It's the candy cane.
And it's been literally sitting here the whole time.
Yep. That's your candy cane, and that is.
I've set it off to the side because I'm like, I vaped through it. I better not go anymore. I'll ruin this coil.
I need to go through all my sub-ohm tanks, actually. I think there's a lot of them I can't even get coils for anymore.
Oh, yeah. That brings up our retro vape for today, the Conceal 22. We talk about can't get coils for things anymore.
You can't even get
so
that
being that this is something that I purchased, I think this came from E-Cig Mafia, and it was one of the clearance things that they had on. I think I only paid like $5 for it or something ridiculous like that. And I'm like, listen, I don't care what it is. It's going to be interesting to talk about it one day on the show. So I literally went and got it. Well, let's get this thing opened up and see what actually comes in this package.
It looks very small from here at first glance.
What thing got me interested in it is the fact that there's no 510 threads on this tank.
Ah.
It's magnetic. got a 510 connection without threads.
Ah. Well, that's different.
It is very different. This is the airflow. There's no resistance to it at all. It's just sloppy fit.
Like a Cyclops slot.
The top, magnetic.
Ah.
Here's your titanium coils. Look at what goes through the center of that.
Holy shit.
It's a piece of glass. This is not for vaping like you and I know it.
That is so
I guarantee you it.
There's no cotton in there. There is, isn't there?
I don't know what that is.
Holy shit.
That is ceramic.
Looks that weird, doesn't it?
That's ceramic. This, probably a piece of glass, I would imagine. And titanium coils.
How the fuck does that work?
You know what this is? This is essentially a bowl.
Pretty much, isn't it?
Because I went and I tried to do some research on this to figure out, all right, let me look at the manufacturer's website. Gone. Can't be reached. The only thing that they have in existence is their Facebook page. The last thing that they have posted here is from 3 years ago. See what they have on there? That's cannabis.
I wonder if that's what it is. It's a cannabis It's a cannabis one, man, you Raji. That's what that is. I'll tell you that now for note. It's a heat, it's a bowl.
It is a bowl.
It is. That's for cannabis.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's not for nicotine vaping.
No.
And the ironic part is when you look at the packaging.
That's for weed, man.
Oh, I just lost it. Where does it say on there?
Well, I'm sorry then, you've got
Look at the
it
warning
now.
labels. Voltage, 3.7 volts, battery capacity, 1400 milliamp hour, full power battery, 60 watts. Titanium dual coil instant heating.
Yep.
Look how they spelled magnetic.
Magnet.
Bottom magnet link. And notice how they say on there that this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Oh, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Nor is it intended for the use of that.
Nope. Well, you see now.
Use devices directed. By who? There's no instructions in here.
The thing is, you see, now you're committed. You can go out for 5 minutes if you need to get something to put in it. We'll all just take a blind eye.
It takes a little longer than that to get your prescription card in Pennsylvania. I'm sorry.
I wasn't talking about that. I was just talking about a quick fix.
Here is another clue that this is not for nicotine vaping. This came in the packaging.
Yep, that's your spoon to shovel it all out, mate.
This, I'd be willing to bet, is for wax dabbing.
Yep.
This is ceramic. This is essentially a bowl. Here's the heating elements.
Drop it
I don't
on
think
it.
they gave you this so that you can center the glass around the coil.
Mm-hmm. Well,
This is so that you can take wax dabs and put it in here. Or you can take your buds or your seeds and put it in here.
Yep. Wow. Well, you know, I'm sure I can find somebody over here that'll use that because there's plenty of them.
I'm sure I know plenty of people that would be interested in this as well.
Yep, that's why you've got that bottom man. Yep.
Not 510 as we know it.
No. Yep, that is just, yeah, even the whole sizes. Oh well. For all you states that where it's legal, here's a device where you can actually...
It's supposed to be 5 clicks to turn it on.
Holy shit,
Flashy
man.
blue light.
That's awesome, man. I think that's so funny. That's the beauty of live shows, people. He's finally done that on a live show before the pennies drop and he's realised what the hell it is.
There's your heat.
Yeah. There
Throw
you
your
go.
buds in here.
And away you go. It's like a heat not burn, isn't it, really, when you think about it, for, you know, a herb.
Yep. And like I said, or wax dabbing. You know, the residual that's left in a bowl, if after you get done smoking it, you can scrape it out, throw it in here, and, well.
But on the plus side, it's probably a healthier way to have that rather than roll it in with tobacco, you know what I mean? It's probably a healthier way to take it.
Roll it into a joint and smoke it, or
get the pure herb.
Throw your buds in here and let this thing do its job.
Interesting. You need to get a participant to try that out, like. Just to see if it's any good. I ain't trying it, but I know somebody who bloody will. Oh my God.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Conceal 22.
Right, the clue's in the name now, like, isn't it? The Conceal. No, we know what it is. The clue is in the name.
There you go, folks.
Well, you know, I suppose you've got to cater for everybody, haven't you?
That is exactly a bowl.
Pretty much. Holy moly. I'm surprised though it's got exposed coils, because I've seen them where it's just the bowl. You know, there's nothing in it except for where you put your stuff. I'm surprised it's actually got coils in it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about wax dabbing or any of this stuff, so I mean, I can't really tell you how good it is or whether it works or not. Or
you can get, and now you can get like small RTAs with a 510 on, which you can put on a normal mod. But all they are, they're just a ceramic bowl, and it just heats that bowl up. That's the first one I've seen with coils in it, so that'd be a canny whack, like if you can straight onto a coil.
And they do have, you know, pen style vapes that actually have the liquid in there that they literally vaporize like we vaporize our nicotine liquids.
I've seen them.
But this is definitely not. Yet
No.
it's sold. I bought it from a vape shop for vaping. And obviously it does not meet the requirements that I would have expected for a vaping device.
Try it. But it could be a way and a means of selling it, you know what I mean? You know, the little loophole? Listed as a vaping device, but obviously it ain't, you know what I mean?
And this brings us to our advocacy segment for today, is the fact that, you know, one of the battles that we keep coming across is the misnomers put out by the CDC. And we're trying to figure out, how is it possible for the CDC, the premier institution in charge of protecting his country from diseases, how is it that they are classifying those devices as vaping devices? And that is because the people that use those devices call them vaping devices.
Yep.
So you're pissed off all the tobacco smokers that are now vapors because it has nothing to do with what we do, and grouped us into a lump sum category of vapors simply because the cannabis people identify it as a vaping device.
Yeah.
Or at least that particular manufacturer tried to market it as a cannabis vaping device.
It's I think it was one of the things that when our government gets round of it, just I think they were going to like try and put vaping into its own category and not have it lumbered in the tobacco category. I think that was one of the things they were going to go for. So therefore, that's how they can probably set a different set of rules out if it's not categorized as tobacco, which is right. It's not tobacco. It's got nothing to do with tobacco. So, you know, it shouldn't be in that like pot, in my eyes.
Yeah, well, when the thing says that it's meant for nicotine use and it has nicotine in it already, coming from the factory.
Mallory Gates said them coils glowed lovely as well. There's no hot spots in that, was there?
Yeah. I'm trying to find out why it's not animating on the screen and off the screen like it's supposed to.
Oh, it's Sean Lynch's birthday. He's 21 on Saturday. Oh, well, happy returns for that day, sir. I'm still 21 at heart. I guess we all are.
Slide up and slide down is working, but it's not working.
Oh.
I don't know.
The gremlins are out again by the looks of it.
Listen, I'm just glad that everything's working and we're simulcasting both here and on Twitch. So
that's awesome, man. Brilliant.
Well, that would be our first device for today.
Moving swiftly on.
we're getting pretty famous for, not being what people expected us to be. I mean, this is supposed to be a DNA comparison device and couldn't figure the damn thing out. So today we had a vaping device that was for dabbing cannabis. Well, not only did this thing suck last week, but it sucks this week because I think this coil's already toast, and this is only the second or third refill on this tank.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm still getting the banana vape, but I'm getting those initial hits. If you get that, not a dry hit, but that off note that starts happening when you singe the cotton.
A slight burn. Yeah.
That burnt flavor. Dusty Country Red says, not my cup of tea. Tried it once and ate 3 gallons of chili. No thanks. The next day was awful.
Yeah, it does cause a bit what we call them.
The next day would have really sucked.
Yeah.
Spent the whole day on the pot.
It's like when I'm out delivering Chinese sometimes, you open the door, you can just smell the weed, and you can see them, they're chomping, they're starving. Give us that.
But you know what? For a cancer patient, that's exactly what they need.
Yeah.
Cancer patients, are nauseated all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they don't eat, and then they end up dying from malnutrition rather than dying from the cancer that's actually killing them.
It's normally the case, isn't it? It's not the cancer that kills you, it's a disease that you end up with. Like it could be pneumonia or, like you say, starvation or whatever. It's something else because your immune system's shot.
Yep. And this would be the perfect thing for somebody with cannabis to be able to use and take the side effects of smoking the thing or consuming it and actually improving their health outcome because it's going to make them hungry and eat stuff.
Well, I've got no no problems with it. To be honest with you, it's a plant. It's been out for years and years. People, generations and generations and generations have been using it, and it's only recently since they've started to study it a bit better, and it is proven to help with some illnesses, ailments, and diseases. So why not? Just about
I've got an
else.
effect set up here that I do not have active at the moment, but I just happened to notice. Happy birthday, Sean Lynch.
That's what I've said. I'm just said he's 21 on Saturday. Wah, wah.
Happy birthday, buddy. It's awesome.
Brilliant, man.
If we were on Twitch, I would have been able to type that into the chat, and actually the message that followed his name would have showed up on the screen and with that as well. But YouTube's a whole different battle.
Oh, what?
So it had its uses.
Of course it does. I mean, I think one of the reasons that everybody's against it is because it's cheap to manufacture, it's cheap to grow, and big pharmaceutical companies would lose a fortune. It's as simple as that. It's so cheap to produce.
Yep. And because of the fact that when we grew up in the 80s during the whole Just Say No campaign from Nancy Reagan, and they shoved it down our throat our whole lives that, it's bad, it's been illegal since Nixon, before we were born.
Yeah.
And here we have the truth coming to light, and the fact that there's countless researchers out there going, we've wanted to study this for a long time, but it's against the law. How many people could have been helped, and how many new drugs could have been put out there, potentially, curing or, reducing cancer, or who knows what other effects it has.
We kind of had a local, she become a local celebrity a few years ago because she grew it and she made food with it, and it's helped with the MND. And a friend had MND, and because she gave it to a friend, they tried to arrest her for dealing.
Oh my God!
Honestly, because if she kept it for herself, personal use, but because she gave it, not sold, she gave it, they lifted her for being a dealer.
That's ridiculous.
They had loads of campaigns going on to support her and all that stuff, and she was just getting, she pretty much just put the finger up the authorities and said, look, I'm going to do what I want to do. And she was a bit of a celebrity for a while, but yeah, she was making scones and cakes and God knows what with it. And because, like I say, she gave it to a fellow sufferer, the rest of her dealing. Like, what the hell?
There are so many countless, illnesses out there and diseases, and even the ones that are genetically caused that have no treatment whatsoever that is effective in helping them live their daily lives.
Yeah,
or
man.
achieve quality of life like you and I have. And here we have something that could potentially someday be the cure for that particular situation. And it's been suppressed for how many decades because it's illegal. Somebody might enjoy themselves if they use it.
It's like I said, you've probably seen news or YouTubes or where they've given it to sufferers with certain conditions, and it's made almost an instant improvement. You know what I mean? So again, I say it's because it's cheap and cheerful.
War
and
veterans with PTSD have been using it, since they realized the positive effects that they feel from it. They're like us with the, vaping. We use this because we don't smoke when we use this.
Yep.
And they've been using cannabis, to treat their PTSD symptoms for a long time.
Exactly. But like I say, it's because it's a cheap and easy thing to produce. The pharmaceutical companies.
There's no money in it.
There's no money in it. And that's
for the
why
greedy corporations to be able to.
It's like everything. If there's no money in it, they'll just stick it under the carpet. Doesn't matter what it's good for, what it's bad for, it goes under the carpet.
Yeah.
until somebody actually says, well, hang on, I'm going to have a look at it, and then proves them wrong, and then obviously you get all the crap. i.e. as in vaping.
Well, that kind of behavior has been going on as long as I've been alive. I mean, back in the 70s when they had, the big gas shortage and the lines at the gas pumps, when it was rationed how much, each station got, there were people that were developing all kinds of new technology and improvements into the modern carbureted engines and the, electronic fuel injection and stuff like that to try and give you the 100-mile-per-gallon car.
I think with that, and a good example of that over here, I think we got fuel shortages. A certain gear was in the 70s, I think, was worldwide, wasn't it? And people started running their diesel cars on cooking oil.
Yep. They do that here now.
Yeah.
You can buy the used cooking oil from the restaurants in your town, consolidate them all into a vat, add some little chemical ingredients that separate out the glycerin from the thing. You filter it, you refine it, and now you have...
Yeah. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Now you have diesel to put in your truck or your car.
All the roads start to smell like fish and chip shops. That's all it. I smell chips.
Yeah, it only costs like $1.50 a gallon to make diesel.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Because it's just waste for the restaurant. They want to get rid of it.
I mean, I've never looked into it, but I'm just wondering what emissions that would give, if any.
Probably smells like French fries.
But that's what I'm saying. You should drive up the road and smell a chip shop. Well, you're hungry. I am now.
It's essentially the same thing. It's just sourced from a plant, from a vegetable. Vegetable oils are easily converted into diesel fuel.
Hey, maybe it's a thing of the future, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't have it set up on the stream here, but I did have a news statement that came out the one time about, the taxes that are in place, products that are made from tobaccos. Well, guess what? They made jet fuel out of tobacco plants. They formulated how to do it.
Wow.
But it's not cost effective because the tobacco plant is taxed. Because the politicians, the way they wrote the laws, assumed that it was only going to be used for people smoking.
Yeah.
So technically, the jet that decides to use that fuel made from a tobacco plant is a tobacco product that contains nicotine.
Yeah. How are you gonna? Yep, nope, you can't go up there. Nope, you're tobacco. Come on, you've got to pay tax.
And it makes the biodiesel made from tobacco plants more expensive than the shit that they have to drill out of the earth.
It's just a merry-go-round. It's a mad merry-go-round, isn't it? It's crazy, man. Tell you, man, every politician on this planet is a bloody crook. Every one of them. All in to line their pockets. Every one of them. Even here. Honestly.
My wife and I have been on a kick lately watching New Amsterdam. It's a new series that was on NBC for the longest time, I suppose, and now it's on Netflix. So we've been watching it, and the one episode, the doc goes to a science fair, and this girl develops suture material made from beets. Okay? And the whole thing is, because they were walking around, and they're looking at all these different science things, the doc was looking at them like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool, and they were like all these sophisticated things, and there's this girl sitting there at the table, and she literally just has a beet sitting on the table with a couple pieces of paper and this little tiny model that was sitting there. And the doc's like, well, what's your science fair? And she explains to them how, you have sutures nowadays that can detect infection. They literally have sutures that are made that actually have biomaterial on it, and it can notify the doctor that there's an infection before you get the whole, visual symptoms of it, because it's sensitive to temperature. Well, here she made this new stitching material out of the beets, and it is a better, faster indicator for an infection than the existing technology.
Unbelievable.
And the show ends with them talking about how the science fair was sponsored by a pharmaceutical company. And the winner of the science fair automatically relinquishes their invention to the pharmaceutical company in exchange for the $50,000 check they give to the winner. And what was the pharmaceutical company going to do?
Yeah.
Shelve it.
Yeah.
Because they have products out there that they can charge hundreds and thousands of times more.
I would say it's probably easier to buy something, stick it out the way, more it is to actually compete with it. You know what I mean?
Like all the patents for the high fuel efficiency vehicles back in the 70s.
Yeah. Scary, man. It's honestly, it's just smoke and mirrors, man, this big world, honestly.
Greed.
Yeah.
The downfall of society. Greed.
Well, I put it down to 3. Wealth, power, and greed. Them's the 3 things. Nobody has a toss it out.
Damn, just imagine the nicotine buzz off of that just exhaust. Oh, yeah.
Everybody be standing behind on the blinking runway going, come on, mama, bring it to me. Come on. Get that jet stream out.
Unbelievable. I think it's time for some cherry chocolate ale.
All the people that couldn't afford cigarettes will all be flocking round airports behind aeroplanes. Cherry chocolate.
Old school bottle cap.
Old school, man. Yeah.
Doesn't twist off.
That's what you want. Traditional. Tradition, mate. It's tradition. Mm-hmm.
.7% alcohol by volume.
That's average. That's steady.
Dark wheat ale. And I'm drinking this one from the bottle.
Dark wheat ale. Dark wheat.
It is definitely a dark beer. I'm not getting the cherry or the chocolate. Okay, now I got the cherry.
You gotta give it a couple of sips to get down, my friend. A couple of sips to get it down.
A couple of 6-packs and we'll be all good.
I knew that. You know what it
Get
is.
a 2-4 of this.
You know what it is, like. Why is my TV got all the shit? Hold on a minute.
That is a beautiful, beautiful ale.
Is that all right, is it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go on the hunt for some, like. What on earth is that doing?
It's very interesting how it doesn't have a beer flavor to it at all.
The generally don't.
I really don't get the chocolate though.
Unless that's going towards the bitter taste, you know, the chocolate just being the bitterness, perhaps. Could be wrong.
This is really unique. It's like the lingering flavor in your mouth is a typical ale, a dark ale. Okay, you get that pucker factor in there. And when you first drink it, you do get the cherry out of it. Not the first sip, but the smell and the odor is definitely a cherry. But the typical hops that you would get, totally gone. And maybe that's what that chocolate is there for.
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, if I didn't know any better, if I was, a snot-nosed kid taking this for the first time, this would taste like a soda.
Really?
Yeah. Like a funky
cherry.
cherry soda.
You don't think they're starting to get that way now, some of them, you know what I mean? So you can drink them faster and get drunk quicker and buy more.
Yep. And where you're young and fearless. And the whole purpose of drinking is to get hammered.
Yep.
Well, guess what? It'd be pretty damn easy to do with something like this.
What?
Without a doubt.
Too right, man.
And only $3 a bottle, as opposed to the slime we had last week. That was $7.50.
I kind of think I know which one you prefer.
Without a doubt, this is fantastic.
Oh my god. Oh, I wish I brought some in now. I don't have time to do it. Never mind.
Set it off to the side because I could sit there and finish that whole bottle off just like this.
Well, be my guest, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, that's what it's there for.
Kind of wish I had a glass so I could actually combine the two.
I was waiting for the mention of the pear in here.
That's a good combination with this vape, I'll tell you that. With this Gushers ice cream. The cream really is more prominent after drinking that and vaping this.
It will be, makes you got a different flavor in your mouth.
And I've got the cherry there, and the strawberry is accentuated because of that cherry flavor.
Ah, see? Good stuff.
You know what? Bogan's got something to his method and madness.
Yeah.
I totally get it now. Why on earth, he always has to pair a beer up with, his vapes. I get it. It takes your vape to a whole new level.
That's something I've never thought of. I've just thought it was a gimmicky thing, what he does, but, we'll have to give it a bash one day.
Well, that's like I have in this coffee that I originally started out with today. It was a cinnamon swirl flavored coffee. So it paired up with that cinnamon swirl we were making earlier, the cinnamon roll that we were making earlier. Especially going back and forth between that and this and that vape.
See, that's why I normally have a cup of tea, because I have tea with milk and no sugar. So whatever vape, it just highlights it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And there's going to be some vape that is obviously going to muddle flavors and it's going to hide flavors. But just the fact that it can literally change the characteristics of your vape.
It's weird, isn't it?
It is. It's so bizarre. You never kind of think about these things until you experience it for the first time, and then it's like, oh, haven't I been doing this the whole time?
Yeah, where have I been? Where have I been?
I'd be too busy down at the pub and not bothering to stream.
Oh. I think sometimes you're doing more of that than what you are of that.
Yeah. All right. What do you want to do next? You want to do another recipe, or do you want to do our retro vape?
Well, do another quick recipe, because I'm going to quickly run to the little boy's room again, because like I say, this stuff goes through me like a Porsche.
Fantastico. All right, folks. Let's get this random recipe mixed up again. See what else is available for us to mix up today. Let's go a couple pages down. Go back in history a little bit. Strawberry cookie. What's Terrorbird? Dragon fruit, sweet cream, and watermelon. Now that is a very unique combination. I'll have to give that a try. I'll make a 30 ml of this today. And we're going to add some super sweet. Just throw 1% in there, just for good measure. Save that. And there's our recipe for today. Dragon fruit. sweet cream, and watermelon. Awesome. Never a dull moment when you start DIYing your own liquids. All right, we'll start with our dragon fruit. This is going to be 2.46 grams. Dragon fruit is such a wonderful flavor to accentuate other flavors. And with it being in there at 8%, that's going to be the dominant flavor in this recipe. So we'll go with some sweet cream. That's only in there at 2%. It's 0.6. Watermelon is going in there at 4%. And 4% is 1.24. There are so many different kinds of watermelons out there. This one's kind of a rounded watermelon flavor. It's not specific as in, you know, bringing to the forefront like the rind flavor at all. This is just the base of the watermelon flavor. And then all we need is just a little bit of super sweet, 1%.
Sorry,
curious to see whether this is going to turn into a candy.
What we're making?
We're making Terrorbird.
Ooh.
Terrorbird is primarily dragon fruit at 8%.
Yeah.
And then the secondary ingredient is watermelon at 4% and sweet cream at 2%. And then I put in 1% of super sweet, 0.32.
I'm not a fan of watermelon, but, you know, everyone their own.
Well, I was just saying that this TPA watermelon, actually went over a little there, is kind of a rounded out watermelon flavor. Flavrz is much more potent and actually encompasses not only the watermelon flavor, but the juicy aspects, the wet aspects of a watermelon.
Watermelon's just a no for me. I just don't like one. I just don't like watermelon. I don't eat it. I don't look at it. Nah.
Not even in the summertime.
Nah.
Really?
Nah. I'm not a fan of watermelon at all. The kids.
Everybody has certain flavors that, you know, they have aversions to for whatever reason.
Well, the kids love it, but me, nah. I can't get away with it. Me and Dean goes wrong. If I was stranded on a desert island with nothing else but watermelon, then I'd have to, I'd have to succumb to it, but but generally, because I've got a choice, no, don't like that at all. Watermelon,
It's just not your cup of tea.
It just isn't, I'm afraid. Not any cup of anything. Simple.
And 2.8 mils of PG to bring that up to a 70-30.
You see, in the summertime, while you are all chopping your watermelon up, I have a pineapple, fresh pineapple.
There's nothing wrong with a fresh pineapple.
They're tremendous.
I used to really love fresh coconut because of the coconut milk that's in it.
Oh, God, I still do.
But when you sit there and you eat fresh coconut, it's got such a dry aspect to it on its own.
Yeah.
That's why it's better off, if you were to have it shaved and put onto a cake.
Like desiccated.
Or candied coconut.
Oh, God.
Almond Joy.
I'm fond of I like most nuts anyway, and I don't mean that in before anybody comments. No, I know where you're going with that. Right.
Listen, that was the thing I used to love. I used to be the steward of a club, and the vendors would come in at Christmas time, and they would always bring present in. And one of the things I always got was a big, massive jar of mixed nuts. Brazil nuts and walnuts and cashews and peanuts. It was all in there. All the fancy ones, especially macadamia nuts.
That's what you want.
And I love that. Every Christmas, I used to get a jar of that.
Oh God, I still make it, especially Christmas time. I get mixed nuts and raisins. I love chomping on that stuff on the Christmas. Gorgeous. A raisin and a nut goes quite nicely together.
Yeah, see, raisins are something that I'm like that with, like you are with watermelon.
I like that.
I used to like them in my lunch as a kid, but I think it's the fact that I had them so often as a kid because it was so easy for mom to throw into the lunch bag.
Got fed up with them.
I don't care for them anymore.
I like
There's
raisins.
some people out there that die for Raisin Bran. I'm like, nope, I don't want it.
I like raisins. I like sultana, similar thing. Lovely, man.
Kind of like pickles. In the summertime, I would love having pickles to go with, like a meat and cheese tray or a sandwich.
Oh, of course you do.
To eat it separately.
I eat pickles all year.
But I hate having pickles on my burgers.
Really?
I cannot stand to eat a hamburger with a pickle on it. Because then the entire hamburger or cheeseburger ends up tasting like the pickle.
I know. It accentuates it, man.
I love to have the whole blending of the vegetables that go on it. I love the lettuce is a nice, crisp, clean flavor by itself, and a tomato.
That's it, right? Yeah,
a little bit of ketchup and mustard on there.
That's right.
But
then
when you add a pickle, it takes away from all of that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it is. You're taking that bite, you're going through the veg, you're going through the meat, and then you just hit that pickle on the last chomp, and it's heaven.
But relish? I love relish on hot dogs.
Oh, yeah. Nowadays, I'm a big fan of condiments. I don't just put a little smidgen on. I put like half a jar on. You know what I mean? We like do chutneys. I love chutneys, and I could eat them out of the jar and a spoon. That's how much I like them, honestly. I love stuff like that. Absolutely love it. Good stuff, man. Chutneys, pickles, mustards.
Everybody has their own peculiarities when it comes to food and flavors.
You like piccalilli?
Like pickle what?
Piccalilli.
What's a piccalilli?
Piccalilli is a jar that's yellow, and basically it's pickled cauliflower.
Yeah, I've eaten pickled cauliflower. Yeah, I like that.
You probably have it there, but it's probably a different name, but we call it piccalilli. It's in a yellow jar.
Just pickled cauliflower here. It's just pickled cauliflower. They don't have a specific name for it, a separate name.
We get it actually made in a jar as a pickle. It's lovely. Very
when
tangy.
we go up to camp, there's this store that sells a bunch of Amish canned goods there. And you can get just about any vegetable or fruit pickled in there.
I think it's got cauliflower. I think it's actually got pickled onions in it as well. Actually, all pickle. It's nice. It's not everybody's cup of tea, you know what I mean? But if it's a pickle, I'll have a pickle of a pickle.
Oh yeah, I love the kosher, especially the baby ones.
Oh,
the baby dill pickles. In Hungarian, it was called savanyúság.
Ah, right.
And that translates roughly into a sour accompaniment. And you would have that in the summertime with, you know, meat and cheese trays or sandwich trays or that kind of thing.
Yeah,
You would have obviously in there as a condiment would be the pickles.
Like I say, when them get like the McDonald's and the, was it gherkin or something, they put on the McDonald's, I'll get everybody's. You don't want it? I'll have it. I've got literally a full top layer of pickles on by the time.
That's the way my wife is with the pickles.
Love it, man.
and it's so frustrating because she'll go to the restaurant, she'll go to McDonald's and she'll ask them not to put the pickles on mine. And she would love to have extra, but she most of the time just goes with whatever the normal is.
Oh,
and 9 chances out of 10 they screw it up. Either I get pickles on it and everybody has pickles, or they don't put pickles on anything and then she's all left out.
That's kind of sums McDonald's up anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it finally got to the point where I told her, I'm like, listen, don't order special for me. I know that there's going to be pickles on it. I will give you my pickles and everybody will be happy, and the chance of them screwing it up is much less.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of how we do it. Just say you can have a burger. Yeah, just get everything on. When you don't want, pick it off, and yours truly will scoff it. I used to like going to a fish and chip shop. They used to have a jar of pickled eggs. Oh, God, I used to eat them. Lordy do. Everything. They had, obviously, hen's eggs. They had quail eggs. And they had this other egg. Maybe a partridge or something. Something daft, like, you know, like what we'd call an exotic egg. But, oh, pickled egg. My God. Haven't had one of them for a long time.
Ooh. This is the first time I've actually had dragon fruit as the prominent note in a recipe. Most of the recipes that I have dragon fruit's like a secondary or tertiary note in the recipe, usually behind like a strawberry or even cranberry or an orange. But to have a recipe where that's the dominant note at 8%. Toasty cheese, hello and welcome.
I'm gonna think I'll probably vape pickle. I like pickle that much. I would probably vape pickle. Hello, Toasty Cheesy. How you doing?
That is very interesting.
Egg salad, yes. I totally agree with that one.
Hot pickled cauliflower.
Ah.
Hot pickled carrots.
Ooh, you can pickle anything, man. You can pickle anything.
Oh, believe me, that Amish store has all kinds of stuff that's been pickled before. Jalapenos and just regular peppers and root vegetables especially are good for pickling.
Even when I'm sitting here, sometimes my brain gets pickled. You can pickle anything.
Amish have some mustard they want to try. Egg salad is getting too expensive. Yeah, eggs are ridiculous.
Oh, God,
I mean, I understand Easter's right around the corner, but seriously.
They're up and down like everything. Prices have just gone nuts, man.
Everything's gone nuts. My wife decided last night we were going to have hamburgers and curly fries for dinner, right? So she stops at John Eagle to pick up the stuff that we needed to make dinner, basically. I mean, we got little odds and ends stuff, but as far as, having, fresh ground chuck or ground sirloin for the burger patty itself and fresh cheese and stuff. The package of cheese, I think it had 12 slices of cheese in it, was $7.
Jesus Christ.
8 hamburger buns. Yeah, they're not the dollar store brand, generic brand. They were Pepperidge Farm or whatever. Was over $6 for a package of bread.
Wow.
I'm not even going to get into how much it costs for the patties.
Christ, but let's say we've got a cost of living crisis. Bloody hell.
It was outrageous how much she had to spend for us to have hamburgers and curly fries for dinner. The curly fries was $8 for the bag. And literally was just enough in there to feed the 3 of us. My wife, myself, and my daughter.
Prices are ridiculous over here. I mean, like I say, we got a shop yesterday and spent around about 150, 160 quid. And this is just for meals for the next couple of days, for the kids and that. And honestly, you look at it and you think there's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there for what we spent. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
she went to Walmart and spent $150 and came in with, I think, 6 bags.
Yeah. I think we had 2 carrier bags with 150 quid. We're like, what the hell? What we got?
We used to joke around about the fact, there she is, Miss Hunky Vape. Hello and welcome. She used to joke around about the fact that, you know, we can't go to Walmart and not spend at least $100. And now it's impossible.
Exactly.
By the time you get to the store to get your stuff and bring essentials home for just a couple days, you're well over $100.
Oh, easy. It's getting ridiculous, man. Absolutely crazy.
You might like this recipe. I know you don't like watermelon, but you cannot identify the watermelon as being in there. The watermelon just essentially wettens up the dragon fruit.
I do tell a lie. I think I have tried one before, and I'm trying to think what it was. But the watermelon, there was none. The watermelon was added just to accentuate another flavour. You couldn't actually taste the watermelon, and I'm trying to think what the hell it was. It was something. It might have been a raspberry and watermelon. Actually, I'm sure it was a disposable, and you couldn't taste the watermelon on it. It was just all raspberry, and it was raspberry something and watermelon. I'm sure it was. And I had a gun of it, and I could not taste that watermelon, but it was pretty nice. I can't think of.
Mallory Gate shops at Aldi's and Save a Lot. They say they closed the Save a Lot near us, and spend $300 easily for 2 weeks.
Yeah, our Aldi's we've got like an Aldi and a Lidl, which are classed as like the cheaper shops, and they're not anymore. Plus, their stuff like the veg. It's got no shelf life. You buy it that day, you've literally got to eat it that day or eat the next day. It's absolutely awful. It just rots out straight away. No shelf life at all. Absolutely crap.
Or you bring like a banana home and you expect it to turn yellow or start turning yellow within a day or two. It'll take 6 to 10 days before you actually start to turn, and then it goes from instant yellow on one day to brown spots all over it the next day.
Yeah. Shelf life on them is absolutely ridiculous, man. It's crazy.
That is a very unique combination. I'm curious when my wife gets home what she's going to think of this. The dragon fruit is the primary dominant flavor in this. And the watermelon literally just wettens your whole mouth palate. And it isn't really identified as a separate flavor.
I'm sure I've got dragon fruit off one of these flavors.
And tomorrow the cream's going to start showing its face in this. Wow, that's going to be really beautiful.
Where did I see that? Sure, I've got one of them somewhere.
What you got?
I'm just looking at the one-shot things I've got. I could have swore there was a dragon fruit in one of these. No. See, what's happened is the bag kind of split and then everything's all over the shop now. I could have swore I had a dragon fruit, but it's probably buried in that box now, so I'd have to dig it out, but I'm definitely worth investigating.
I've got a bunch of one-shots here that I was looking through, mix up something, but I want to finish up these bottles that I've already mixed up.
Some of them are still not even touched, they're still, I'm like, where do I start? Look, where do I start?
See, the downfall was it took so long for you to get your package.
Oh, yeah.
Now you have the Christmas package that I sent you that we spent, 3 months, 4 months, making all those different juices. And now those are 100% ready to vape right off the bat.
Look, this is what it's all ended up as, right? It's just that is a box totally full of e-liquid, pretty much. It's nuts. I don't even know where to start. What's that one?
We'll get you to hook up your webcam and then you can start mixing live on the show.
strawberry milkshake.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
There's a Flavor West strawberry shortcake.
You know what? Why don't we do that next week? This week we've got ourselves the soda that we're going to try out.
Yeah.
How about next week we each make ourselves the strawberry milkshake one shot?
Yeah, I could do that. I think I've already.
We'll do that
opened
next week and try out this one shot and find out how good it is.
I've already tried that. I think I've partially opened it. I had a little bit on it before. I've had a little sample, and it's yeah, we'll go with that. One shot strawberry milkshake.
Did you get the milkshake right off the bat, or did that have to wait a couple days?
I only had a little blah blah blah. The strawberry was more strawberry at first, and it kind of came in afterwards. I only made a little tiny bottle, about 30 ml, if that, you know what I mean?
I'm really surprised at how potent the strawberry flavors are from Flavrz.
Oh, but the strawberry.
I mean, I've got the Capella, I've got the TFA, I've used them countless times in countless recipes. But, you know, the one recipe I used, the strawberry from Flavrz, I'm like, even the smell out of the bottle is just so much more pungent than the other strawberries.
Nice. It's absolutely quite nice, actually. I mean, yeah. Straight in your face, you know what I mean?
All right, go get your soda. It's time for us to give this a try. I got my DNA reference mod on. I put the Bushido on because I want to get the maximum flavor potential out of this.
Well, I'm going to put it on the little friend that you suggested is. Remember this fella? Yeah. And look. Fresh wicks. Oops, sorry. Fresh wicks. Nice and dry. Ready to go. See, I was prepped for you, mate. I was prepped. Yeah.
Fresh cotton in the Bushido.
Give this a shake. I'll tell you what it is. I'm not a fan of these pipette things. I just didn't like them.
Nope. But for flavor sampling in a dripper,
yeah,
I think that's pretty good. Interesting.
Smells like it. Smells there, like.
Kind of smells like a soda.
Yeah.
It's sweet, syrupy.
No
secret sauce in this, since we just opened it.
There's no room for any. You've got to try before you put any in.
Yeah. Although this is what, a 15 ml bottle? I mean, a 30 ml bottle maybe?
Oh, just get this guy. Lovely. See, I'm dripping that on there, and just look at this. Whoa, look at that bad lad. There's plenty of shit comes off it. Way. That looks nice. It looks good. Definitely smells.
It's not like a pure soda like you would smell a glass of Coke or Pepsi or something.
Are we ready?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I can get the.
Not a soda. Not like the sodas that we have here.
No. There's no like fizz to it as such, if you know what I mean. To me, it tastes. It tastes a little bit like a cheap cola that you get from a cheap shop that's gone flat.
Yes. To me, it tastes not only like a cheap soda, but it tastes like when you go to McDonald's and they run out of the syrup in the thing and half of your thing is filled up with regular Coke and then the other half is nothing but seltzer water.
It just tastes like a flat. If it had that kind of zest fizz, it wouldn't be too bad.
It doesn't have that syrupy mouthfeel like you would expect to get out of a cola.
Nah. It just tastes basically like flat cola, just like a flat.
Yes.
Like
flat watered down cola.
Yeah, that's exactly what it tastes like.
This is the second Phillip Roche that I've tasted that tastes like crap. Yuck.
On the plus note, the vape production's all right of it. You're getting plenty clouds of it.
Well, any liquid that you have 70% VG in there is going to produce clouds.
Yeah, but I've had worse, where you can't even inhale it to get a cloud.
No, yuck.
Nah, I'm kind of with you on that one. It's I'll tell you what that'd be all right for. I'll tell you exactly what that'd be all for. Doing competition vaping. You know, these guys that literally vape pure VG high on.
No, I think it's disgusting.
It's not good, like, is it?
That's where it belongs.
Hang on.
Ugh.
Hang on a minute then. I'll join you on that one.
Never again.
I'm very surprised, to be honest with you, because the bottles and everything look good. You know, the presentation, it looks like it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
And you can see, I was expecting it to be nice and sweet, and it just tastes like a bottle of flat cola, bottle of cheap flat Coca-Cola.
Wait till you taste the lemon slice.
Oh, that even worse.
I sent him in the glass jar of that lemon slice as well to try. I want to blame the coils for not being dry burned or, anything. But it literally tasted like lemon pledge sprayed on dirty carpet.
Have I covered it up?
Yeah.
And now that I'll dry these out a bit and I'll give it a gun. And now I should have fresh ones, but I'll get rid of this bit. I'll dry it a bit. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, I've sat here trying to think of something pleasant to say after that, and I can't.
Nearly dry.
Okay, Houston, we've had a problem here. This is Houston. Say again, please. Houston, we've had a problem.
Yeah.
We've had a main beam bus on a bolt. Roger, main beam on a bolt. Okay, stand by, 13. We're looking at it.
No.
What's happening there?
That was Houston. We have a serious problem.
See, look, it's never been opened. Still got the paper on it. Jesus Christ, I'm all watching him smog this house out.
I think you'll manage. Easy for me to say. I've been down this road once before.
The top has literally fallen apart here because, look at that.
Yeah, crooked.
Fucking.
It's like your typical politician.
Oh, I wouldn't know that. Right, let's have a. What the fuck's that? What does that actually smell of? can't even. What does it smell?
Here's what it smells like.
I'm not even going to ask. I'm not going to ask what the flavor profile is like, so I don't get no clues. This is like a blinging and freaking thingy test, isn't it? Like
I think you should give it to me.
God. What is that? Oh.
Can you face some unpleasant facts?
There's just nothing. It's just. If anything, is it lemon or lime? I don't even know what it is. Nah. That's bad. That's worse than that. I'm getting a tiny, tiny bit of lime, if that. If that. Oh, God. What's that? What's that aftertaste? Fuck.
Carpet. Dirty carpet.
It's bitter, isn't it? That's bitter.
That was the commercial juice available out on the market.
Fucking hell. Nah. Whoever likes them, I've got serious issues. That's all I'm going to say. That's just wrong.
How about the bloke that came out with this recipe and was selling it?
Who was he testing on? Chimpanzees. You know what I mean? Yeah, try that. Jesus. Oh, I'm disappointed with them. Like, I am.
It's horrible. I know.
The nice wrapping, the nice bottle, and everything, the shinies, and then you, no. Unless it needs bringing secret sauce in to make it taste better.
Listen, if it tastes that bad without anything in it, what's a little throat hit going to do for you? It just distracts you from how bad it really is.
Possibly that's probably the general idea, I think.
All right, time to move on. Let's take a look at our Smok H-PRIV. Get this box opened up.
That's not
Find
good.
out how this 6-year-old mod is. And tank.
Oh, I found a little cup as well, I forgot to tell you.
Little cup?
Yeah, for when I put my PG in. It's got little measurements on the side and everything.
You sure that's not from your urine sample?
Well, it was. I washed it.
You washed it out, okay.
I mean, it holds 160 ml, and I did fill it.
Oh my God!
It's flexible, you know, so you can just like wrap it round like that, you know, so I can pour like the VG, you know, just like that. And go, ooh, that's it. So I've got another one with a funnel on, but it's too big. And plus, the wife would probably go mad if I'm nicking like kitchen utensils.
I broke into my wife's crafting stuff so I could, you know, put a custom wrap on a mod.
I should do.
All right.
Now I'm going to have to rebuild and re-wick this now, thanks to that. Damn.
Listen, I had to rebuild and re-wick the musk tanks to get rid of that musk. Let me tell you, that smelled wonderful when you were dry burning those coils with that musk on there. Ooh. I've been in some nursing homes that smelled better than that.
I bet you had to proper bringing steam cleaner, everything to do with that stuff. Jesus. Hygienically
That's what I
cleansed.
should have got out. I should have got out my ultrasonic cleaner and just threw it in there, ran through a couple cycles.
Exactly. Left it an hour night.
And then dry burn it.
No, if you left it in too long, the water will probably change the colour of the actual green substance that comes out. Oh dear me, man. I don't think you'd be disappointed with the Smok, man. Well, we've got the TV F8. TV8. I'm trying to think what that was like. I know I've got a couple of
This one has the TV F8 Big Baby tank. Remember, there was a bunch of, different variations of the Baby Beast. Then you had the Big Baby, then you had the... Chris, I don't even remember them all.
Baby Beast, then you got the RB8 deck that you could put on them as well.
I'd show you the rest of the packaging, but there's some barcodes on here that I don't want to...
You gotta be careful with that lot. Nope.
It's kind of irrelevant otherwise. But there's your contents. You got one H-PRIV 220 watt mod, TFV8 Big Baby tank. We have a V8 Baby X4 0.15 quadruple coil is installed, and then there's a sextuple coil, the T6.
Yeah, what do you have? You had the Cloud Beast as well, the TFV8 Cloud Beast. You had the Baby Beast. You had
A plastic feeling handle. Even a sound.
Oh, they were clicky.
It doesn't look bad. I like that gold color. And the gold and the red works for what it is. Slide bottom. Positive on the inside, negative on the outside.
Beast. Cloud Beast. Baby tan.
I watched the review for this one. Jay Hayes did the review on it, and he said, that's for firmware updates only. Do not charge your mod through here.
No.
Well, 6 years ago, I can totally agree where that recommendation came from.
The PRIV, man. Was it the T-PRIV before that? I'm sure it was the T-PRIV.
I'm not sure what the succession was at the time. Look at this user manual. Look how it's nice, beautiful leather.
Oh, it was there. Reaper, D, you know. I mean, like I say, noticed everybody used to bang the Smok stuff, but yeah, they had fucking issues with coils and tanks in the early days, but the mods were, were all right, and the paint and everything fell off them, but they were little workhorses that kept gunning. I've still got, I'm sure I've still got the old Smok PRIV somewhere that's still graphing.
You get a battery safety card.
Okay.
Their warranty generic stamp card. Make sure there's nothing on there. And then the contents of the box. We've got our tank. That's a classic Smok look to it. Got your USB cable. Spare O-rings. And a spare glass. And then there's the spare coil. What's up, Bowman? So you have 3 coils that are doubled up essentially. And there's no latch on this. It swings open freely. And as is typical for Smok stuff, that is so tight on there. Trying to get this thing off is not as easy as it should be. Matter of fact, I can't even get this glass to separate from there. Let's see if we can. There we go. 0.15 ohm. 30 to 70 watts. Typical round wire. I've got some spare coils out there. I can swap this out. There's a single coil option available for this. It's also 0.15 ohms. And for this, I'm going to fill it up once again with our squeezed banana. Look how slow it's saturating that cotton there. Throw a drop on the O-ring. Wow, that fits on there so much smoother now that there's just a little bit of VG mix on it. There we go. That doesn't look too shabby. No real markings on the inside of this. So the only marking you have is essentially what's on the battery door. Home Alone. These are real nice, sturdy batteries. Man, is there some tension on that?
Sorry about that. I know where it's gone. Wife's just reminded us we'll actually give it to our friend who used it to pack up the cigarettes. So there you go. It went to a good home.
Ah.
It was the alien, the Smok alien.
That reminds me. This was the original Smok product that we got. It's got a TFV9 tank on it now.
Ah.
AL85.
Awesome, man.
Very similar design aesthetics to it. I love this AL85, man. That thing really worked great. And I loved how they made this so small.
Let's get a decent vape here. I've got the... I mean, come on. You know. I've got the Arc Fox sitting here. You know, Smok Arc Fox is still sitting there. That's still going strong. That's my daily workhorse, that one.
Yeah, that's a fantastic one. That was my all-day vape for a while there. Until I started, testing a bunch of other stuff.
It's my workhorse is the one I take out because obviously, it's got the rubber and everything on it. So,
But I loved how much detail they gave you on the screen for this AL85. New coil. Yes.
In fact, I like this so much, it actually replaced the Legend. I had the Legend, and the Legend is now sitting on the shelf. And I picked this up instead of the Legend, believe it or not. So that's...
Boy, changing the wattage really takes such a long time. Oh, there we go. Now it's going to fast speed.
Yeah, it's just like, it's one of them ones that goes, builds up. And then you go, shit, I've gone past it.
Yeah, it takes forever to actually move. And then once it finally gets moving, it's like...
Yeah. That used to be one of the awkward, horrible things. You used to like have to dab it and then faster, get off, dab it backwards, faster, and dab it forward. You're like, for God's sake, stop. Oh my God.
Filling the coil's not too bad.
Mowgli said that it, I don't know if it was his experience, but he said that mod had a sticky fire bar. Be aware.
Yes, I did see a bunch of stuff. Jay Hayes actually mentioned that on his video review of this, that there's been a bunch of people posting on the forums and on Reddit and stuff, bitching about how their batteries literally went into thermal runaway because the fire button got stuck.
Oh.
And I can totally understand it, you know, with the plastic that they used for it.
Yeah. Plus, like you say, there's any e-liquid runs down the side and gets underneath it, that's not going to help either.
Temp, memory, watt.
Normal, wattage mode, temp mode, memory mode, M1.
Power puff settings.
Oh, them were the days when it was simpler.
Yeah.
Simplicity at its finest.
And then here's their strength. That's one thing I did love about this AL85. Just like you were talking about last week about the strengths.
Yeah, they like your ramp up. Simple things, man. Absolute simple stuff.
Min, soft, norm, hard, max. Wow, that's the first mod I've seen from Smok that actually had, what was that, 4 options? 5 options.
Awesome.
This one only gave you 3. You had soft, normal, or hard.
That's right, yeah.
Screen time, stealth mode. Screen timeout 60 seconds.
It had plenty in it, like
Screen lock, contrast adjustments, adjust ohms, download firmware, auto lock.
The mod itself was pretty good in its day, you know what I mean?
For 6 years ago, I mean, it's a fingerprint magnet.
Oh god, a lot of them
You can
were.
already see that on there.
A lot of them were. I mean, what 220 watt box mod, man? You kind of gone wrong, man.
And you know what? This is going to be an issue with the tank being right here. If this thing ever leaks,
yeah.
I mean, that's just a pretty shitty design right off the bat. Putting a screen right on the top.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand why they did it. They wanted to make it as small as possible. And, you know, the board is only going to take up maybe 2 mils of this, thickness-wise. And then you have the encompassment for the battery case. And then this is nothing but the fire button and the wiring going down to the USB port.
Quite a nice little compact unit, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I kind of like the look of it. I mean, I kind of looks a little cheesy, a little cheap, but it's pretty simple. For it being a gold mod, I mean, that's not too bad. Considering some of the other stuff I've seen Smok put out.
You've got a thing
the gaudy
for pink.
look that some of them have.
You got a thing for pink?
Do I have a thing for pink? No.
You sent me a pink mod, now you got another pink mod. Which was supposed to be purple.
What's red?
My ass. Pink.
Man.
That's definitely pink.
This is pink.
That's definitely pink. Yeah.
That's right.
Not purple.
I'd love to have some purple stuff. Make my wife real happy.
See, I think I had the old mag kit. That was all purple.
See, we're looking at the TFV 9 coil, which is essentially the TFV 8 coil.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what the differences are between this baby coil, baby beast.
I don't think that for the flavors of them ones were like mind blowing.
It's not going to be with round wire.
No.
But these TFV 9s are not round wire, they're mesh.
Yeah.
This one's a used coil. There you go. You can see the mesh from there.
They used to have pretty big coils though in that day though, for what they did, didn't they? For Smok, they used to have big BP coils or multi-coil. Friggin' coils, man, they were mental.
Trying to figure out what exactly the difference was in these things.
I think they just got bigger and bigger, you know what I mean?
Well, see, this is the modern TFV 9. The threads are the same on the top. Everything looks pretty much the same.
Except for mesh. Pretty much.
Except this one's mesh.
Yeah.
I've got a package of TFV 9 coils, and I'm just curious, you know, is that something that I'll be able to swap out with this? And how much of a pain in the butt is it going to be because the top of this doesn't latch? Just literally swings open.
It's like held in by the...
Just friction.
The friction in it. And it'll probably swing open as soon as that gasket gets thicker juice. It'll probably be looses out.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but that's something you're going to have to be careful of. Modern day tanks obviously don't have that issue. Even this one from last week didn't have that issue. It's screwed on.
I wouldn't lie it down.
That's not bad flavor for the squeezed banana. Not bad at all. Nice warm vape. I'm only running at 55 watts.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't great, but the little cloud chuckers, you know what I mean? I think that's what Smok aimed for, the cloud chucker market, didn't it?
You can see that the airflow is halfway open on this one.
Yeah.
Let's open it up all the way, see if it gets whistly. That's another thing I've had problems with Smok in the past.
Probably will.
Not whistly. It's definitely louder. It's got some more notice to it. Flavor's fine.
I don't think the coils weren't too bad for flavor. I just think it was the lastivity of them, you know what I mean? They would only last
The leaking
you, like,
potential is what I've had a problem with these Smok coils, the older ones especially.
they used to leak and they didn't used to last 2 minutes. That was the problems with them then. By the time you got a vape and champion, it burnt out the next day.
Man, is this thing chucked to clouds?
Oh, that's what the weather cloud chucking.
That's why you're getting the flavor still, despite it being a round wire coil.
Yeah. But you look at
and this one already came with the 1.1 version of the firmware.
Yeah. I mean, look at like the last incarnation with the TV. What were you, 18, 19 now? You see the size of the coils in that thing. They're as big as RDAs, man.
Here's the RBA deck for it. When I did the review on it, I even held it up to the goon. The coils that are in the modern TFV18s
massive on there.
Is as big as the goon.
That's what I'm saying.
The whole dripper is the same size as the coils that go into that.
And the clouds, that thing chucks when you get a good honk on it. Jesus.
This one I did the review on it. I was having a party in my chair. I just had the music playing. I was just sitting here smoking. Even had one of my stage lights out, my little pin spots. I was sitting here, waving it around at all the clouds in the room. I had a fun time with that video review.
Oh, it was nuts. The nuts on there.
Oh, shit.
I think everybody who reviewed it went, I'm going to have to step back. You're going to have a look at this.
You got to look at how much clouds you're chucking into the room. It literally filled the room.
Yeah.
And I purposely, shut the fan off when I was doing the recording for it. I'm like, I want you to see how the clouds are building up in here. Now, granted, I got the fan on now because I can normally do, but
crazy.
So if I didn't have a fan in this room, it'd be getting cloudy quick.
Oh,
and that's just a little tiny TFV8 equivalent.
I'd be hot boxing the old room out quick, mate. One of them.
I can tell the difference between this coil and the flavor you would get out of a modern mesh coil.
Oh,
there's no question about it. But and the flavor profile of the banana is much different too. Like that ripe banana flavor, candied banana flavor you would get from a modern mesh coil is lacking in this. But it is definitely a ripe banana flavor.
Well, it's exactly
I got no complaints.
Exactly. It's exactly what you want. Just exactly what it says on the tin.
I got no complaints, and especially for a bargain basement purchase like I got with this, it's fantastic. I think I paid $25 for this whole kit.
Yeah, 221
and that
bucks.
that was with free shipping at the time for 220 watt box mod, dual battery box mod.
It's for nothing, innit?
Yeah, I'm gonna carry this thing around with me more so than I did this one. This one was a pain in the butt. I just didn't like. I love the aesthetic feel of how rounded this is, so it was kind of ergonomic to hold, and it wasn't hard to fire because the buttons are right there where your thumb naturally lays.
Just a menu.
But the flavor on the Smok coil from 6 years ago is better than that.
Really? Wow.
And I think it has to do with the airflow. Look how big that drip tip is. Compared to the 510 drip tip that was available on this one.
Yeah.
And the little orifice and the little bore. That coil is shot in this already. I can definitely taste it on that one. That's really good. And I really like this squeezed banana. I think the squeezed apple is better than the banana. Yeah. Trying to, put aside the banana flavor versus, apple flavor. Accuracy wise, the squeezed banana literally tastes like biting into a Granny Smith apple.
Wow.
Where this is more of a ripe banana flavor by itself. But it's artificial. There's nothing like biting into a banana.
No. You find that with a lot of them anyway, and I think it's a hard one to get as a good banana. Or ripe banana anyway. You can get loads of candies, but a ripe banana's a hard one.
But of all the bananas, the flavors that I've had, liquid-wise, that thing's fantastic.
Mm. Mm.
I wouldn't be able to tell that this is 6 years old.
The time that colours weren't too bad by the time, man. Chocolate.
And yes, if this was what I bought today to quit smoking, I would have been able to quit smoking with this device.
But yeah, it's easy. Easy peasy with that one, matey.
And if the coils don't last, all that would have done is push me into rebuildables faster.
Exactly. What the fucking hell is that?
So if you got yourself a vape shop and you happen to see this from your distributor on clearance for dirt cheap, pick it up. I'm sure there's plenty of customers that walk in that are tight as... I can't say the acronyms without offending somebody. But in today's day and age and the economy that we're living in nowadays, and $6 for a freaking package of bread, they'd appreciate you being able to sell this to them for like $50 as opposed to a modern $100 plus kit.
Yep.
And we use a shop, keep your profit margins. The customer gets a product they can quit smoking with. It's a win-win for everyone. Mm-hmm.
Can't dry the colours out. Yeah, geez, it gets worse.
Oh, Mrs. Hunky Vape is trying to figure out what you're vaping over there. Care to fill her in?
Wow. If you excuse me while I dig them out the bin. We tried these Phillip Rock flavors. I'm currently on the, well, I don't even know what it is. It's supposed to be lime or lemon, and it's nothing like it. So I'm just trying to dry the coil off so I can try something else on it.
Can you face some unpleasant facts?
Be wicked shit.
Yes.
Oh, it is. Hang on. Getting there.
Repulsive. So it wasn't just me.
Oh, I totally agree with you this bit. It's rank. I fucking have to taste you. It is. It's chemically. It's like polish. You're literally right. It's bitter as hell. Holy moly, that's crap.
Mallory Gates says, breathe. Breathe. It's not optional. Breathe, my man.
And I don't want to get it off. I want to get rid. Oh.
No, sir.
Right.
I didn't like it.
This is indeed a disturbing universe.
Oh, come on. Isn't it always the same, when you're trying to get rid of something, it just will not push off?
Did I ever sauce up your pod juice? Yeah, I got it. I had it at the beginning of the show.
Better. There you go, there.
There you go, wifey. Got your apricot delight ready to go.
Yeah, you see, looks after you, man. You're spoiled.
Listen, she spoils me with the ability to be able to make these videos and this live content for you guys, so why not
Well,
make sure she's all juiced up and ready to go?
I was I was just about to say it probably worked both ways.
She says that she is sure, Mallory Gates says that she is sure that there are worse options out there. The apricot? Start with this one first, since I just mixed this today, yesterday. Yeah, thanks.
Oh.
Hey, while you're here, that's okay.
That's not bad. Ooh.
What is this?
Cinnamon roll.
Yeah, that's what it tastes like.
Like that one?
And one more, the one we just mixed today. Thunderbird.
What's that supposed to be?
Passion fruit. Dragon fruit, I mean.
Looking good, I'm telling you.
Dragon fruit watermelon.
Yeah, not watermelon.
Do you get the watermelon? Not really? Dragon fruit mainly. So there you have it, folks. Not just my opinion.
That's took it away.
Banana? Only 6 years old.
It's better. That's good.
Banana for the win.
Well, speaking of bananas, I've just tried that out. I've just put some
Delicious.
in.
Delicious, Justin. Delicious.
Banana custard tart.
And it's took that flavor away straight away. Literally. Oh, that's nice. That's nice, that one. Ooh. Ooh. That is nice.
That's exactly what my wife said when she tried that squeezed banana. She's like, I hate the mod, but that juice is fantastic.
I mean, that's straight out the bottle, that, like, it has not thinned down or nothing.
Oh, that's just flavoring. You were definitely trying to get rid of that carpet smell.
It works.
You're not supposed to vape pure flavors. You have to put some VG and PG with it.
I know that, but it's getting rid of that. That's what I'm saying. It's diluting that down.
That's a desperate man there, folks. Get rid of this flavor as quick as possible.
Yep.
And don't ever come back.
Friggin' sure. Whoa. Oh, that's nice, that. Yep. That's that cute.
And you know the sad thing is I didn't even roll the retro vape bumper. I make all these fancy things and don't even use it.
What you like? Oh.
Take a look at our chat one last time. See if anybody else has anything else to say, because we're reached the 3-hour mark.
Ian, wow.
Just like that, poof, it's all gone.
Time flies when you're having fun, folks.
Another 3-hour show done in the history books.
Well, Christ already. Where's it gone? So I'm saying,
Wow.
I think these guys that do our shows, I'm thinking you just kind of cram enough in an hour, can you?
Mama Hunky Vape says it's most definitely nap time somewhere for her.
Not be far behind. I'm knackered myself.
What a beautiful flavor. Mixed up wonderful. We have to do it all just on the dripper.
No wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, my friend.
And that's YouTube telling us it's time for us to get off. We disconnected and reconnected.
Oh.
She said we were frozen for a moment.
Oh my God. That's YouTube for you, pain in the arse.
Wow.
So I'm hoping for guys watched on the Twitch stream, that ran okay as well.
Yeah, looks good.
Good. Valerie Gates got a big batch of mixing to do in a few days. Ooh, tell me more. No good leaving us on a cliffhanger. Holy moly. Oh. Yeah, them two juices are bad. They're really bad. They're up there in the top 10, them, like the top 5 even.
There's our message from Twitch on the bottom of the screen. He's working fine.
Awesome
sauce.
That's good.
So, unfortunately, since we reached the 3-hour mark, we got everything accomplished we had to accomplish for today. It's time for us to say our goodbyes.
And now we're actually getting everything in the day. What's going on? We always miss something.
I think we finally caught our groove and we're on the, ball as far as, proceeding along and not talking like a bunch of old 80s, catching up at their bridge game.
I think you just got to get that. I think you should just have a little script there, right? Right, next item. Next item.
Yep. So I'm going to keep working this week, make a bunch more bumpers for all our segments that we do. And next week I'll try and cover some advocacy, your news, to get us all caught up out there. But my wish is always peace, love, and a hunky vape to end cigarette combustion. Hope you guys have a fantastic week ahead. And I'll catch you same time next week.
Game boys and girls, thank you to you lot in chat. Wouldn't be the same without you. And again, we've just broken a new milestone. We've double streamed YouTube and Twitch. So hope you guys on Twitch enjoyed the show as well. But yeah, guys, absolutely great week again. Thank you very much for joining us again. Thank you to Alex for putting up with me as he does. Don't know how, but there you go. And again, we shall see you all the same time, same place next week. So in the meantime, stay safe, vape safe, and we'll see you all very soon. Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Tell me, babe, where are you going? Prairie wind goes on blowing. Tumbleweed shadow, I'm tied to you. Tell me,